freight train. A 65-year-old Truganina woman who was a passenger in the vehicle was killed. The female driver, aged in her 30s, was taken to hospital. Senior Sergeant Peter Nichols says emergency service crews were confronted by an horrific scene.
Freight train travelling, we believe, at approximately 75 kilometres an hour, colliding with a car.
Hello, Bruce, we can hear you.
He says they're still waiting to speak with the driver, who was taken to hospital in a stable condition. Police are appealing for other witnesses to come forward.
Okay,
Watson
I'll set it
Police
all up
are
and it's
searching
ready
for a
now,
man who
Bruce.
used a fire extinguisher to put out the eternal flame at the Shrine of Remembrance. They say a man was walking along St Kilda Road around 8:20 yesterday morning, climbed over the enclosure and used a fire extinguisher to extinguish the flame. Investigators have released CCTV of a man described as Caucasian, slim, 170 centimetres tall and aged in his early 40s. He was carrying a black and blue striped shoulder bag. The Gillard government has joined with New Zealand to protect whales as they migrate along our coast. Teams of conservation officers will enforce limits on how close boats, people and aircraft can get to the mammals. Environment Minister Tony Burke says it's important to protect the species.
It's a great opportunity for people to get involved with whale watching, but we also want to make sure that when those boats are out there doing some whale watching, that people get to enjoy what they see, but not actually get in the road of the whale.
Vic Roads is warning drivers that a section of the ring road will be completely closed in both directions all day tomorrow. The closure between Pascoe Vale Road and Sydney Road will allow for the demolition of a pedestrian overpass. Director of the M80 Ring Road upgrade, Trevor Boyd, says the road will be closed all day Sunday and will only reopen in the early hours of Monday morning.
During that time, really, the ring road is a no-go zone. Please, drivers, we need to stay away. We expect delays of up to an hour, and so if you need to travel in the area, please use an alternative route.
Updating sport, there's been a late change for Richmond in this hour's clash with Hawthorn at the MCG. Jake Batchelor is out, replaced by Adam Marriage. Also this afternoon, Gold Coast hosts Port Adelaide and St Kilda midfielder Lenny Hayes will play his 250th game in the twilight match against Sydney at Etihad Stadium. Greater Western Sydney has made 6 changes for tonight's clash against Essendon at Skoda Stadium. Bombers coach James Hird says it's been difficult to figure out how the Giants will play, given how many changes they've made over the 8 rounds.
This week for our players, it's been a lot more research into their team than we would normally, because you get a form line on a team over 2 or 3 years. This week, we put a lot of time into who they are and how they play.
And Australian cricketers Mike Hussey and Ben Hilfenhaus are poised to play in this season's Indian Premier League final after Chennai crushed Delhi by 86 runs in the second semi-final. News time, 1:05.
Weather forecast for Melbourne. Melbourne area, cloudy with frequent showers, easing later in the afternoon. Winds westerly 15 to 25 kilometres, tending southwesterly in the middle of the day. Top expected today, 14 degrees. Chance of any rain is 80%. And the temperature outside our studios here in Croydon at Wairina is 15 degrees. Now for Sunday, a shower or two, 16 degrees expected. Monday, a shower or two, 15. Tuesday, a shower or two, 16 degrees. Wednesday, morning shower or two, 17 degrees expected. For Thursday, morning fog and then mostly sunny, top expected of 17 degrees. And for Friday, mostly sunny, also 17 degrees. This is Radio Eastern 98.1. Peter McArthur, your studio host for this afternoon, and the time is coming up to 6 minutes past 1 o'clock.
Now it's time to go local for your footy. This is EFL Saturday. Let's jump straight into the warm-up.
It's supposed to be cold, wet and windy across the eastern suburbs today, but the weather forecasters should be sacked because the sun is out here at the Pat Wright Senior Oval and we're set for a huge game between 2 of the big heavyweights in Division 1, Noble Park and East Burwood. The Bulls and the Rams, as Daniel Harford said on EFL TV during the week. It's a lock of horns. It's certainly going to be a very, very horny contest between these two teams today. And we're looking forward to bringing that broadcast to you after 2 o'clock today right here on EFL Game Day. I'm Ben Water. Waterworth. I'll be your pre-game host, and joining me to take you through all of the action before this afternoon's broadcast. He looks like Sting, but gosh, he doesn't sing like him, but he's a very smooth-moving man. It's a very good afternoon to Daniel Sanchik.
Very good afternoon to you, Ben Waterworth. Looking forward to an absolute cracker today, and I, for one, am glad that the sun's out as I'm down on the boundary this afternoon.
Yes, it's going to be an interesting day for our Akira Urgent Care boundary riders. Of course, Braden will be joining you on the boundary today. Looking forward to hearing your work, but looking forward to seeing some of the tweeting style and scoring style work of Jeff Manolitza today, the bald assassin. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, Ben, Dan. Good to be here, and yeah, I'm in the nice confines of the grandstand here, and beautiful facilities they are down here at the Bull Ring here. So look, really looking forward to today's game, and as you said, two heavyweights of Division 1. Big time,
two of the most respected clubs across the Eastern Football League. Just before we sort of get stuck in, gentlemen, have to do a little bit of housekeeping. Fantastic effort by Mark Bruce, of course, Bruce from the Loft Productions today. Mark came down and helped us get the radio broadcast up and about 5 minutes to 12. 5 minutes to 1, I should say. We got the broadcast going. So big thanks to Mark, who came and helped us out with the phone line today, and big thanks to Bruce, who's filling in, of course, for Darren McKenzie from the Loft Productions. Gentlemen, let's have a bit of a look at this game. Noble Park versus East Burwood. Let's start with East Burwood, Dan, who have probably been the story of Division 1 so far. They've lost their first game only by 1 goal to Scoresby, but they've come back and gone bang in the past 4 weeks. They've won all their games over the past month. And can you put your finger on why East Burwood has been so successful so far? They've really surprised a lot of people, a lot of EFL pundits out there.
Well, yeah, Robbie Campbell's really impressed me in the ruck this season so far. Of course, he came across from Hawthorn, and he's done really well. But I think their game against Scoresby in round 1, look, Scoresby are a very good side, and they might have taught them a thing or two about how to win some games.
Absolutely. What about for you, Jeff? I know Anthony Mariani's a guy who currently leads the goal kicking in Division 1 at the moment. He's a very, very small man, about 4'0", but he's doing a fantastic job. What stood out to you for the East Burwood Football Club so far?
Yeah, look, exactly right, Ben. You mentioned Mariani, but he's kicked 6 goals in the last couple of weeks, and you've also got up there Robert Campbell and Gribben. They've kicked 5 in the last couple of weeks as well, so they've certainly got options up there. And for me, I think it's just the whole team at the moment. So you look at the best players for the last couple of weeks, and I think there was only one player. I think it was Henshaw that has been listed in the best players for the last 2 weeks. So a big spread of good players there for them, which is a great team effort, really.
Do you think East Burwood coming back as well is a bit of a sign of the evenness of Division 1 as well? Of course, Noble Park, we'll talk about it in a tick, have lost a couple of key players. There's one player who's doing fantastic things on this day specifically, which we'll talk about in a tick. But do you get the feeling that Division 1 is a lot closer this year than in previous years?
Yeah, look, you've certainly got to just look at the ladder, and you can see that there are 4 teams all on 4 wins and 1 loss. So there's a bit of a logjam up there at the top of the ladder, and as you said, that really reflects the evenness of the competition at the moment.
Dan, what do you reckon about that? Is that Division 1 just seems a little bit more even than usual?
Well, we're going to be absolutely spoilt rotten come September, Ben, come the finals, because teams like Baldwin are up there and things like that. And, there is a logjam at the top end of the ladder, so we're in for some absolute beauty finals in the next few months.
Luke Mann is, of course, the second leading goal kicker for Noble Park. He's 3 goals behind Anthony Mariani on the All Trophies goal kicking table. Mariani with 17 and Luke Mann with 14. Let's talk about some of the losses, I think, for the Noble Park Football Club. We all know about Kyle Martin, who, as I mentioned before, is doing fantastic things today. He's actually just been selected for Victoria to play in the State of Origin VFL side today. So they're playing down in Tasmania. So good luck to Martin. Fantastic to absolutely see him get up and about. But we got to talk about the loss of Craig Anderson. I'm sure you guys have heard throughout the week that Craig Anderson out with a shoulder injury. I was talking to President Kev Wright beforehand. It's definitely an end of year, so it's certainly not a good option for that. But what do you guys think about Craig Anderson at the moment? How big a loss is that?
Oh, it's absolutely massive, Ben, because look, he was very important to their structures, and I can't see Noble Park. It'd be interesting to see how Noble Park respond from that. I got the text from you during the week about Craig Anderson's loss, and it was great work by yourself, Ben, to get the inside word to the rest of the media team, because you yourself are the #1 newsbreaker in the Eastern Footy League.
Don't turn it up. Well, what do you, is that a huge loss for you as well, Jeffrey? We know you take the Division 1 Chandler medalist out of any club, from Division 1 right down to Division 4. It's a huge loss, and his ability to win the ball is so big. Does that change your tip? Hearing about Anderson's loss, does that change your tip originally from what you were going to say at the start of the week?
Yeah, look, I was actually going to tip East Burwood at the beginning of the week, but as you said, look, that's going to be a huge loss for them. And as we said, Noble Park, they've been struggling this year already, and that's only going to add to the worries of the Bulls at the moment. But I guess coming into this game, I was watching Geelong last night. And really, Noble Park do remind me of the Geelong of the AFL.
That's a big comparison, Jeff.
Look, well, I guess they've always been up near the top of the ladder, and this year they seem to be struggling a bit, just around that top 5, but they're really going to have to work hard to actually make finals this year. And it does remind me a lot of Geelong, whereas I guess you look at East Burwood, and they're really they're the team that's really improved this year, and they're kind of like the Adelaide Crows of the year, the real surprise packet of the year, and up the top of the ladder and taking all before them at the moment.
Yeah, doing just got word through from Graham Marchant, of course, the MC, the permanent MC of the Noble Park Football Club. Late change, Nick Williams out. Trent Robertson in. Now, Nick Williams, for those who are not sure, is a fantastic defender. He was sort of set, I think, to play on some of the big-name East Burwood forwards today, but he is out, and Trent Robertson is in. Trent Robertson is still a very, very good player, so a very handy inclusion there, but Nick Williams is out through injury as well. Another man who was out today is their big ruckman, Glenn Manson, who was actually named best on ground last week, kicked a couple of goals, kicked the goal to actually put them in front right at the end. But I tell you what, I'm not 100% sure that the Noble Park Football Club will be doing as well without him in the line. I'm not sure if you guys have seen Glenn Manson going around too much, but he's going to be a big, big loss today. Of course, you can text us in any time today on 0410 495 582, 0410 495 582. If you missed that number just then, it is on page 2 of the Mighty Eastern Football, a fantastic publication, $2.50 at the gate. Just got a text through from one of our media guys today, from Peter Baird. Couldn't resist stopping by Wantirna South to sample the 2012 edition of the EFL reigning champion burger. I think I'm in hamburger heaven, worth the trip just for the feed. So Peter Baird has gone out of his way to actually go down to Wantirna South and have a hamburger. He's got no life, so congratulations to you, Peter Baird. But Peter actually will be out at Surrey Park today for the big Surrey Park Surrey Park and Kilsyth clash. Of course, the bottom of Division 4. Let's quickly touch on that, gentlemen. A huge day for the Surrey Park Football Club today. There's the media has in the Eastern Football League certainly built it up throughout the week, almost to the point where we're afraid at the offices that we've actually put the moz on them. But a huge day for the Surrey Park Football Club today. For the first time, I don't think I've ever heard you gentlemen tip Surrey Park ever. Are we thinking that Surrey Park's going to get over the line today, Sting?
Yes, today's the day, definitely. Great article by Peter Baird during the week, talking about, not only on the field but off the field, how well they've rebuilt themselves and how well they're tracking towards, becoming a good club again. But look, I think today Surrey Park will get the chocolates, and it's going to be a big historic day for them. How
you seeing this one, Jeff? They come up against the Kilsyth side that will definitely not want the title of being the first team to lose to Surrey Park in 57 matches. This Kilsyth side is quite young as well. They've got a fantastic ruckman in Hamish Hosking. Do you reckon this will spur Kilsyth on even more and get a big picture, or how are you reading the game?
As you said, I guess you've got the pressure of Surrey Park and the pressure that's been put on during the week by way of the articles that were written. And look, I totally agree. It was a fantastic article. But then you've got the pressure of Kilsyth, because they don't want to be the first team to lose to Surrey Park in quite a few years. So, as you said, with the young team, this will really reflect exactly where they're at as well. But if you actually have a look at the game as well, Kilsyth have actually kicked less points this year than Surrey Park, which is an amazing statistic for Surrey Park, who haven't won a game for so long. So, as you said, this is really the opportunity for Surrey Park to take the chocolates today.
There's no doubt that Surrey Park is a much better team this year compared to previous seasons. Of course, they won their last game back in round 18 of 2008. Unfortunately, both on and off the field, things went a little bit pear-shaped. They're back on their feet now with Rod Bunkle at the helm as president. Andrew Toop is a fantastic coach. He's a guy that's stuck by this club through thick and thin, the epitome of thick and thin. So he's a fantastic man down there running the show. For Surrey Park, though, it's if it was going to rain today, the weather looks all right, but there's still a few clouds around. So if it does rain, it probably will suit Surrey Park as well.
As I was saying, yeah, I guess Kilsyth have had trouble kicking a score this year as well. So if it does rain, that's going to make it even tougher for Kilsyth to kick a winning score, you would think. And yeah, we also have a look at Surrey Park, and Matt Jeffries and Joe Crabtree, they're in fantastic form at the moment as well. So Kilsyth are going to have to try and limit their impact on the game too.
It's going to be a big day for Surrey Park Reserve. So final tips, we'll probably go through a little bit later on, but Surrey Park for you as well, Jeffrey?
Yeah, definitely. Surrey Park for me.
Surrey Park for me, yeah.
Surrey Park for mine as well. Geez, we're off to all in agreement on Surrey Park. And if you have a look at the tips as well on page 2 of the Eastern Footballer, Surrey Park have been tipped by 4 out of the 6 tipsters there, including leaders Connor Ryan, who was very, very impressive. So let's have a look at a couple of other games, I think, at the moment around the Eastern Football League. And just going through here I suppose let's have a look at the games that are around in Division 3. And I don't think you can go past North Ringwood and Templestowe. Of course, North Ringwood, the home and away specialists, 37 out of their past 42 home and away victories. A fantastic effort by the North Ringwood Football Club. Templestowe are a bit of a sneaky team, but as I said during the week, there's a lot of buzz sort of around Templestowe at the moment. I don't know if you guys feel the same. How do you read this game today?
Well, look, there's a big difference between first and fourth in third division. North Ringwood are undefeated on top of the ladder. Templestowe in fourth position. Massive difference, but I think it's a big test for them, and the test they need this time of season.
Yeah, look, I'm tipping North Ringwood, but as you said, Dan, Templestowe, I mean, they've won 4 of their last 5 games. Their only loss in that time has been to the Hawks by a couple of points. And their only other loss apart from that was round 1 against Heathmont, and we know that Heathmont are certainly doing pretty well this season. So, but North Ringwood, I guess, they're going from strength to strength. They're used to holding up the ladder there at the top of the ladder, and with Matt Weeks in good form, Kelly, Whelan as well. Look, yeah, I think you can't go past North Ringwood in this game.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic game out there at Quamby Reserve. Brad Henderson was going to be out there. It's unfortunate to pull out late, but we're looking forward to seeing some of the results come through, especially from Division 3. Of course, you can text us anytime here, 0410 495 582. That is 0410 495 582. Jeffrey's going to try his hand today at doing some tweeting work, along with Annie in the background there. Looking forward to seeing how they go about their business. If you want to try and follow us on Twitter, go to www.twitter.com/footyefl. www.twitter.com/footyefl. So looking forward to seeing how that one goes as well. So if you're around Eastern Football League grounds, you can text us through or you can tweet us as well. Let's have a look at the game of the round in Division 2. Gentlemen, in my opinion, you can't go past the Upper Ferntree Gully and the Bayswater game. It's been an interesting ride so far for the Bayswater Football Club. Of course, they've been a team that's been up and about, up there in the top echelon of Division 2 teams over the past couple of years, but it's been a bit of a struggle for them so far this season. Upper Ferntree Gully just seemed to start. They're seeming settled a little bit more now in Division 2. They've had a couple of years there now. They just seem a little bit more settled. How do you read this game at the moment? This, of course, game is out at Kings Park.
I reckon Upper Ferntree Gully will win easily today and comfortably. Bayswater, yeah, look, as you said, they have been in the top echelon for a few years now and they're struggling this season. Upper Ferntree Gully, too much class right across the board. They should win.
Yeah, look, I'm not as confident as you, Dan, in this game. I think it's going to be much tighter than you think. Bayswater, as we said, look, they're not the team that they used to be, but you've got the same old names there. You've still got Nevins and Galvins and Stallion and McInerney's in great form at the moment as well. So they've still got a core of really good, hard players there that are experienced as well. But you look at Upper Ferntree Gully 2 at the moment, which is a bit of a concern for them. And also, if you have a look at their wins, I mean, 3 of their 4 wins, Doncaster, Waverley Blues and Mulgrave, who are on the bottom 3, and their only other win was Donvale, who are doing all right at the moment, but in 5th position. So they really haven't taken a big scalp this year either. So that being said, I mean, it's going to be a close game. I'll still tip Upper Ferntree Gully, but really with no confidence.
It's certainly going to be a fantastic contest between those two sides. Of course, the key is Matt Petrarca and Jay Sherlock. If they are able to get out on the ground and certainly kick a lot of goals, they'll be certainly in fine form. So watch out for those two guys. And another game I want to talk to you gentlemen, about is in Division 1. It is between the East Ringwood Football Club and Norwood. In my opinion, East Ringwood are how they're currently situated on the ladder, it doesn't do justice to how well these guys are playing. Bernie Dineen, I was talking to Kev Wright just before, of course, the president of Noble Park Football Club. Bernie's come up to Division 1 from Bayswater, and Kev can't believe how well he's playing at the moment. He could certainly get a kick, Bernie, and he's also, I think, got this team on the same page. Of course, they've got Aaron Fiora, of course, former St Kilda Richmond players down there playing some good footy as well. Joel Perry, former North Melbourne players in some fantastic form. They come up against Norwood today, who's been one of the surprise packets of Division 1. So a huge game between two young sides who are really trying to impress and get into that top 5. How are you guys seeing in this game?
Well, Bernie Dineen's got East Ringwood playing absolutely beautifully. I think him coming across from Bayswater is probably the best thing that's happened to them in the last 5 years. Norwood playing good footy as well. Jakey Ford through the midfield's playing absolutely beautifully, and I think he'll get the job done for him today.
Yeah, look, as you said, Bernie Dineen, I mean, I don't think it's any shock that he's playing pretty good footy in Division 1 because he's an absolute star. When you look at East Ringwood, I guess this is a really important game for them just to stay in touch with that top 5 as well. They're already a game and percentage out, so this is a very important game for them. Norwood, as we said, they've been in good form. They did have a loss, but again, last week, back to the winning form against the Falcons. Very impressive defensive unit this year. They're only averaging 59 points against this year, which is even better than that defensive side in Knox. So, to me, I think their defence is really holding them up at the moment and seeing them in good stead. Like you, I'm tipping Norwood in this one.
It's going to be a fantastic game, and of course, our very own media girl, Victoria Halkias, will be out there covering that game for us. So, certainly looking forward to hearing her match report after the game right here on 98.1 Radio Eastern. So looking forward to that. There's a lot of other games around the Eastern Football League that we're certainly looking forward to, and we're certainly looking forward to getting stuck into this game between Noble Park and East Burwood right here on EFL Game Day. Of course, you can text us anytime you want on the EFL Game Day, 0410 495 582. That's 0410 495 582. Or, of course, you can Twitter us right here at FootyEFL, www.twitter.com/FootyEFL. I've spoken about him a little bit earlier so far because we did have a chat off air beforehand, but it's now time to welcome the man himself into the EFL Game Day commentary box. It's been an interesting season so far for the Noble Park Football Club, but he's still coming through thick and thin, and he's the president of the football club, Kevin Wright. Good to see you, Kev.
Yeah, great to see you guys here too, and thank you for broadcasting today's game.
We love coming out to Noble Park, Kev. We always get looked after very, very nicely. Tell us about the start to 2012. Of course, it's with the losses of a couple of the senior guys, your Peter O'Brien, Lockie Delahunty, Kyle Martin, those kind of guys, hasn't sort of been that aura that over the Noble Park Football Club. How have you personally seen the start of the season of Noble Park, both on and off the field?
Well, firstly, off the field, I was a bit concerned at the start of the year with all the guys moving on, and good luck to them too. We'd never knock anyone back from going to play footy at a higher level. Peter O'Brien, my favourite.
Yes.
Didn't have too many favourites, but he was one of my favourites. And when he announced his retirement, we thought he's going to be very hard to replace. But look, I think Foggers, talked to him quite regularly in that, and he assured me that he'd get these boys replaced. And thus far he's done pretty well, but there's some we couldn't get, and unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. But I'm quite happy with the guys we got. We've had a slow start, but we're building a bit of momentum now. So, other than the injuries, it's from last week, but all looking good.
One of those guys who's gone on to do bigger and better things, Kyle Martin. Fantastic achievement by him today. He's actually playing for the Victorian VFL side in the State of Origin game today. That must fill you with a lot of pride, knowing that a guy from your club has gone on to such levels.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. And Mardo, he's actually come up through the junior footy club ranks too. So when I was down there, secretary at the junior footy club, Kyle was down there, and he's basically followed me all the way up through to the senior club too.
The loss of Craig Anderson's obviously a very big one for your team. How's he tracking? Is he in good spirits? Is there a time frame when he'll be back and things like that?
Well, actually, I spoke to him Wednesday night, and he's pretty shattered, actually. I got under my brother-in-law to just try and fast-track, through some contacts, a good surgeon, and get him back on track. But, doesn't look good. Looks like he's out for the season. So, it's going to be a big loss to us.
In terms of the pre-season, I guess you knew that you were losing a number of players. Did you have to change the team structure or the game plan over the off season? Do you know if there was a massive change in that, or it was just basically just working on the fitness of the guys and continuing on with what you've done in the past years?
Oh, it's probably continuing on what we've done in the past years, but Foggers, he likes to blood a few young blokes, and unfortunately last year we didn't blood too many, but this year he's worked on a lot of these young guys coming up through the ranks. But even the recruits, they've been slow starters, but I'm pretty confident that they'll come through. Luke McLean from Norwood, he only played the one game and done a hammy in the first game, so hopefully he'll be back in the coming weeks.
You did mention that I guess it was a slow start to the season for you guys, but in the last couple of weeks you've taken a couple of scalps, including Scoresby last week. What do you see the change in the last couple of weeks from the beginning of the season?
I think just like I said, some of these new guys just getting used to our game plan and playing with the new guys, and that it sort of got us back up and back on track again.
Big day today against East Burwood. Noble Park are the only team with 3 wins and 2 losses inside the top 5. How important is today in terms of keeping in touch with the top echelon of the competition and for the rest of the season?
Oh no, it's massive. It's a massive game for us today. I'm just trying to go back to 2010. I think we lost about 5 games in the first half of the season, and then went on to win the flag. But that's to back then. But this year I think the evenness in the competition. We've got to really be up there, and drop a game today, it's going to put us behind the 8 ball. But it's a massive game for us today.
Kev, one thing that doesn't change about the Noble Football Club is the work off the field, of course, which is such an important part of any local club, any local sporting club. The renovations going on around the club at the moment. I was just told just beforehand that it might take around 3 weeks. How's that all progressing along?
Yeah, it's been doing me head in, actually. Normally, we're up here standing today. We have our president's lunches, and we have one every home game. But thus far this year, we've been downstairs, which it's still accommodating pretty well. But with the renos, we've lost our coach's box and a few different things. A bit hard for parking and things like that. But I suppose it's a bit of a short-term pain, but long-term game, I think.
Absolutely. And hopefully the slowest start to the Noble Park Football Club will be for long-term game. We're certainly looking forward to this game. A huge game for the Bulls today, and we're looking forward to broadcasting it. Thanks for your time, and good luck for the rest of the day.
Yep, thanks a lot, guys.
Kev Wright, the president of the Noble Park Football Club, certainly appreciate his time right here on EFL Game Day. We'll grab our next guest, of course, a well-known personality, amongst the EFL Media Team. Of course, he's the producer on SEN 1116, Mark Fine's show. But I think most importantly, he's sort of come back to the roots. Of course, the 98.1 Radio Eastern airwaves. It's been a while since probably we've heard him on the 98.1 airwaves. Matt Spiderlee, good afternoon to you.
Very good afternoon to you, Ben. Great to be back on the airwaves of Radio Eastern.
When was the last time you were back on 98.1?
I think it was around about 2005, 2006.
Wow.
Been a few years.
Of course, used to anchor the good old EFL Sunday, which is still going strong today. So I've obviously gone on to bigger and better things now at SEN land. You've been following the East Burwood Football Club. Let's face it, it's probably one of your first loves out there. How are you seeing today's game? A huge game for the football club.
Look, it's been a great start to the year for the Rams. They've certainly continued to improve as a playing group over the last 12 months, and today find themselves in a match of the day status. And I just think over the last 3 to 4 weeks, just been gathering a bit of momentum, and I think being able to put their full complement of players out there certainly really helped them. And I think that the job that Greg Freeman has done as the coach of the club just over the last 12 months has been outstanding, and really put them into a position of strength in terms of where they're heading and where they're wanting to head. And I just think the last few weeks, there's a few signs just showing that the players are starting to understand the Division 1, the way that they're expected to play, and they're starting now to understand as a playing group and mature as a team. And I think that's been very important over the last 12 months as well.
Matt, a very good afternoon to you. Robbie Campbell coming across, of course, he played for Hawthorn. when an AFL player comes to an Eastern Football League club or any local club, they have the tendency to really lift the spirits of the place up and, really improve the team as a whole. Their influence is, invaluable. How influential has he been this season and in terms of lifting East Burwood up the ladder?
I think he's been absolutely outstanding, to be honest. My observations from just watching him go about his work on a Saturday afternoon have been first class. Just in terms of being able to teach other players. You'll notice today being able to direct players to where to stand, correct positioning, but also just that professionalism of what's expected when you're a senior footballer. And just over the last few weeks, you watch a player of his calibre being able to demonstrate what is expected. And a perfect example of that is another player in the Rams team, Jai Middleton, an up-and-coming ruckman, just being able to educate him in his development. He's a player that started very slow 2 or 3 years ago when he came to the footy club, but his natural improvement just over the last 12 months has been really important. And just over the last 5 to 6 weeks, he's just starting to show that little bit of class where he has been. So I think Rob's really played a pivotal role. And the other thing too is just his leadership around a footy club, just being able to be called upon, to have a chat to. But he makes himself available to so many people within the footy club and to call upon his experience. And he just considers himself another person of the football club. He's the person who'll buy his raffle ticket. He'll still do everything that a good club person does and is expected to do. And that's really important when you come back from the higher levels of footy, I think.
G'day, Spider. How are you going?
Yeah, going very well, thanks.
That's good. Just looking at, you mentioned development, and obviously that's a major key for a team such as the Rams, who are doing so well this season. Are there any other players this season that you think have actually taken the next step, which is really helping the Rams move up the ladder?
Yeah, absolutely. I think last week out at South Croydon, one real noticeable one was in the defensive part of the ground. Sam Kilduff, I think you'll see him play today. His marking ability across that half-back line, just his run and carry of the ball across the lines, and just his continued improvement. I think the other thing from the Rams is guys like Tom Miles, who has been listed with Box Hill over the pre-season, has been back and forth a couple of times, just starting to show some really good signs. Jason Kennedy, although he's a mature player, he's just starting one of those younger players from East Burwood. East Burwood are a very young team. Their average age is 22. A lot of players have come through that under-18 program and through the junior part of the club, and they're just starting to team together. So the Mariani boys, they're starting to improve and continue to improve. They haven't hit their peak in their football careers yet, and it's just going to be a continued process. It doesn't all happen in one big go. So we will see their continued development over the next few weeks and then again throughout the course of the season. So this playing group still has a long way to go, but they're starting to lay the foundations forward for the future.
Well, Spider, it's been fantastic to have you up in the EFL Game Days humble abode here at the Ball Ring. We're certainly looking forward to seeing this game. Good luck, hopefully, for the Rams today, and we look forward to catching up with you very soon.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity, guys. And I must say, the President, John Saw, doing an absolute outstanding job running for the seconds. That is great clubmanship. I have to applaud him. It was a magnificent display of loyalty to be able to put his hand up and when asked by Stewie Wine to put the runner's top on and go out there and do the job. So well done, Sorty.
I would have loved to have seen the East Burwood secretary actually run around, but we all know he's from a rugby union background, so we probably wouldn't like to see that. Well,
the message might have just got a bit cross-wired, Whitey, but no, having been secretary of a footy club, I know what sort of a job it is. Yep. So it's a very demanding job, so Whitey can just stick to the administrative stuff, but he does a great job.
He does, certainly, and you do a great job too, Spider. Thanks for joining us here.
Thanks, guys, and have a great call.
Beautiful. Matt Spider Lee, of course, the producer of Finey Show on SEN 1116, a major sponsor of course, the Eastern Football League. We got two special guests now from the Noble Park Football Club. Unfortunately, though, they'd probably like to be out at the Ball Ring today, representing the Noble Park Football Club against East Burwood, but unfortunately, it hasn't worked out that way. The boys are both injured, so unfortunately, it's a very good afternoon to Jared Plimmin.
Thank you.
And to Nick Williams.
G'day, mate. How you going?
Nick, late withdrawal. You were down today. What's the reason behind the late withdrawal?
From last week's game, just pulled up a bit sore in the quad.
Yep.
Mick gave me till the last minute to decide whether to play or not, and just decided to miss today's game, and rather than miss 3 to 4 weeks if I did end up doing it again. So
Just personally, a little bit frustrating because we know you missed a fair chunk of last year as well. This is the first injury for this season. You were good to go before the start of this season?
First game, I jarred my knee that I did do previous last year. And, so that was a bit frustrating. Frustrating year. So hopefully after this week, the tides will turn. So.
Jared, your update on your injury and when you're expected to be back running out for the Bulls?
Last week did my right hamstring, so wasn't really much of a chance to play this week, but very hopeful for next week, so hopefully just 1 week.
And so, Nick, you were going to line up on Mariani today, is that correct?
We've seen the coaches board.
We have. So, can you let us in on who might be lining up on Mariani today then?
I'm not sure, mate.
Not sure.
Honest, I've missed the team meeting, so I rocked up pretty late.
And so, who do you think then, if you're not quite sure, who do you reckon will be?
Maybe a Tim Kelly.
Yep.
Tim Kelly or a Bobby Kemperman, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Trent Robinson might get a go through there if he gets a hold of us.
Yeah, good stuff. And I guess we mentioned earlier that you've had a slow start to the season, but just finding your form now with a couple of wins on the board and against Scoresby last week. What were the expectations before the season? Obviously, we know about the changes in the off-season. Did you think that you would be up there in the top couple, or did you think that you'd be pushing for the top 5? Whereabouts did you see the season at the start?
As a group, obviously, we have been really successful, and we don't really put that down to just individuals. We think across the board it's a really strong club. And we have lost a lot of good players. That's been well publicised, but we've also got a lot of good players there, and our expectation was the same as it was every other year. We think we've got a side that's good enough to play in the last game of the year and win. So, this year we're challenged, with losing a lot of good players and obviously a lot of injuries. But we still think even the side out there today is good enough to win and, beat any side as we proved last week with Scoresby when we were a bit under the pump with a few other senior players out. So we're still internally very confident. We've got a lot of belief in each other and the young kids that are coming through. And we would like to think that, we'll still be heavily involved at the end of the year.
As we were discussing earlier with Kev, I guess you were saying just then as well that the young kids coming through have really added to the team this year, and that big win against Scoresby last week. We look out at the moment in the reserves, and you can see here that Noble Park are 94 to 48 up at the moment. So obviously there's quite a bit of youth there as well that are coming up through the ranks. Are there any players playing here in the seconds that you feel will make a move up to the other ones anytime soon?
Yeah, it's good. I've been here for the last couple of seasons, and I've never seen the 2 side as strong as it has been this year. It's good to see Hodgie and Fergo running around. They should be getting senior games in the next couple of weeks, I'd imagine. So, it's good to see younger youth coming through the Noble Park Footy Club.
Speaking of youth, Jared, one guy, Tyson Mitchum, I've heard a lot about. I had 2 guys actually email me saying we've got to get this guy a nomination for the Leader Young Gun. He's in fantastic form. He's obviously come down to the club this year. I think he was with Frankston last year. He's come down from the Frankston VFL side. What's he added to the team? I've heard lots. I'm really looking forward to seeing him play today. What's he added to the Bulls?
Obviously, as you said, Tyson's come from a VFL background, so he's got great habits. And he comes into a club which is, he really fits our mould really well. He slotted into the midfield perfectly. His professionalism's, second to none. He's just a contributor every week. He's solid. He's a great player. He's a great bloke, and he's fit into our side perfectly. And we expect him to be in our top few most weeks.
I'm sure you boys are expecting a victory today. We're certainly looking forward to giving you a broadcast of this game after 2 p.m. Boys, unfortunately, it's you've come up here. Not ideally, you'd like to be out in the rooms now and running out before the game, but unfortunately, you're not. And I'm sure you'd love to be there sooner rather than later. So much appreciated you coming up now to join us before the game. Good luck on the coming back from injuries, and hopefully we get to see you out in the ground soon.
Thanks, boys. Have a good day.
There it is, Nick Williams and Jared Plymon joining us from the Noble Park Football Club. We're going to take our first break here on EFL Game Day. Just running a little bit over time, but we'll come back with a very, very speedy preview of all the rest of the games around the Eastern Football League today, right here on EFL Game Day.
The next meeting of the Ringwood Garden Club will be held on Monday the 28th of May at the Ringwood East Community Hall, Nath Road Park, Nath Road, Ringwood East, at 8 p.m. The guest speaker will be Carol Dankwart, and the subject will be What's New in Nursery. The bench competition this month will be 1 vase of foliage. The trading table will be operating and supper will be served after the meeting. Go along and enjoy this friendly club of passionate gardeners. For information regarding meetings and all club details, please contact Margaret on 98790569. That's 98790569.
Radio Eastern 98.1. What do you do when you have a medical emergency? Public emergency departments do a great job, but they're always busy and often have long waiting times. Private hospitals charge you $280 and more for additional services. But at Ikira Urgent Care, there's no waiting. And you'll only pay a maximum of $150 out of pocket, which includes other diagnostic services you may need. So which option should you choose? Ikira Urgent Care, Australia's first walk-in medical and emergency clinic. Walk-in at 157 Scoresby Road, Baronia, or call them on this phone number 9839 3333 9839 3333. Ikira Urgent Care, your health, your destiny. Need windows urgently, but your budget is too tight? Then head down to T&B Window Warehouse in Bayswater. T&B are having a one-off sale not to be missed, with thousands of surplus windows for sale. The sale will happen on Saturday, the 2nd of June, starting at 9 a.m. So go down to T&B Window Warehouse, 120 to 124 Bayfield Road East in Bayswater North. T&B Window Warehouse, part of the EAL and AW Window Transport Group, your number one in window transport.
Every club expects high performance from their team. At Ferntree Gully Holden, you'll find the latest high-performance vehicles in the HSV range, and the team will give you the best possible deal. So if you're looking for a high-performance HSV, look no further than Ferntree Gully Holden, Burwood Highway, Ferntree Gully, for a great deal, or visit www.ftgmotor.com.au. Ferntree Gully Holden, your community dealer. LMCT 443, a proud supporter of the Eastern Football League and Radio Eastern.
If you love your EFL footy like I do and you love getting down to see your team play, you don't want to be spending your weekend stuck in the car driving. That's why I opened a Breeze account. Eastlink is the quickest, easiest way to get around Melbourne's East, and Tag's the cheapest way to use Eastlink. So open your Breeze account online at eastlink.com.au today and use Eastlink in the cheapest possible way with a Tag account. Instead of being stuck behind the wheel, I can have more time getting stuck into the umpire. Ball! Eastlink, it's time better spent, like at the footy.
Program sponsor. The warm-up continues right here on EFL Saturday.
We're out at the ball ring today for Noble Park and East Ringwood. A fantastic game. This promises to be two of the heavyweights in Division 1. And we look forward to bringing you a broadcast of this game after 2 p.m. right here on EFL Game Day. But gentlemen, it's time to have a look at some of the other games around the Eastern Football League today. We've gone through extensively Surrey Park and Kilsyth already. We're all agreed Surrey Park to win today.
Yep, guaranteed.
And from what Peter Baird just tweeted, of course, at Frosty EFL, if you want to follow Peter Baird. Reserves haven't won a game all season. Apparently they're up by 39 points at three-quarter time. Oh, is it an omen? Looking forward to hearing Peter Baird's work across today. It's going to be a fantastic occasion out there. Canterbury taking on the Basin. I don't think there's any doubt that the Basin will win this game. They are one of the premier teams in Division 4, and Canterbury still trying to find their feet. The Basin by how many do we think, gentlemen?
Oh, yeah, how many, how far? Yeah. Oh, look, the Basin have got a big game today. Look, they've already had the bye, and it's a chance to draw level again with South Belgrave, who have the bye again today, so they can go six straight, 6-zip, equal top of the ladder.
Yeah, Basin 10-plus goals today, I reckon.
10-plus goals, according to the Bald Assassin, Jeff Manley. The Forest Hill taking on the Eastern Lions. Gee, Forest Hill have just sneakily made their way up towards the top of that Division 4 ladder. They're doing okay, quietly going about their business, sort of not going noticed. I think they'll probably be able to get a win today against a young, inconsistent Eastern Lions side.
Look, it's a very big game for the Eastern Lions. There's a log jam on the Division 4 ladder between 3rd and 5th, so it's an important game for both sides. But I think Forest Hill with the Shoulders boys and Cardamone's a ripper as well. I think they'll have too much class.
I'm actually going against you guys. I'm going Eastern Lions on this one. Certainly Murphy, Sigismundi, look, they're in standout form at the moment. And you look at Forest Hill, they won the last 3 games, but and then they're in third position, but they've got the third worst percentage, so they're not dominating teams at the moment, even though they're getting over the line. As you said, Shoulders boys, Cardamone played very well, but look, I'm going Eastern Lions here.
Sylvan taking on Park Orchards out there at Sylvan Recreation Reserve today. Ash Froud back in the side last week, kicked 9 goals, named at full forward this weekend. And when I see Ash Froud's name at full forward against Park Orchards, that sways me towards the Cats.
Look, I'm going to go for Park Orchards to win.
Hey,
I've been very impressed with them the start of this season and coming into the competition. I think around the grounds, Gallagher in the ruck, Stevens up forward, and dressing across that half forward line, Sylvan are going to have their hands full.
Yeah, look, Park Orchards, they lost the last couple of games. I think maybe, obviously, they're not in the form that they were, I think, at the start of the season. That might be just the exuberance at the start of the season. I'm going Sylvan here. Very competitive against South Belgrave last week, so Sylvan for me.
Big game, the final game in Division 4. Nunawading taking the Ferntree Gully Eagles. A couple of, last year even, you probably would have tipped the Ferntree Gully Eagles by how many. But this year, Nunawading have been reasonably impressive. They brought a few recruits around. I'm still going to go with the Eagles, but you can't help but be impressed by Nunawading so far this year, Stingy.
Yeah, look, the ladder positions say they're poles apart, but 4th versus 8th, there's only one game between them, we've got to remember. So, Nunawading are a good attacking side. They're 3rd in Division 4 for attacking. So, look, I think they'll be too strong.
I'm sticking to ladder position, 4th position, Nunawading, in good form, 3rd highest percentage. Ferntree Gully, they've been disappointing for me this season, so Nunawading for me.
Ferntree Gully Eagles for mine, but Nunawading for the 2 other guys. If you want to text us through any time today with scores, banter, whatever you like, 0410 495 582 on page 2 there of the Eastern Footballer. Let's have a look at Division 3. North Ringwood taking on Templestowe. Are we all in agreement? North Ringwood?
By how much?
By how much? Jeez.
Yeah.
North Ringwood to win easily in Division 3. Chirnside Park taking on Heathmont. This is an interesting game. Both teams currently 4 wins and 2 losses. Heathmont at just in front with percentage, but Chirnside Park are every chance to win this game. I'm going for Heathmont simply because I think they'll bounce back a little bit better after last weekend, but Chirnside Park will take it up to them.
Yeah, 3rd versus 5th. Obviously Heathmont in 3rd position. I think they'll have too much firepower up there with Leo Matt and Darren Sheen.
Yeah, totally agree with both of you guys. I think Heathmont, as you said, with Sheen and Odermatt up forward, despite their loss last week, I think they'll get back on the winners list.
Les's big fella burger is working beautifully out at the Wanturna South Football Club today. They have a big game against Baronia, who look very, very impressive at the moment in Division 3, clearly one of the top teams. And I think they'll probably prove that today against Wanturna South.
Well, look, this shapes as an interesting match because Wanturna South have very good forwards, but Baronia's defensive numbers could be a lot better. So they could really give a lot of trouble there. But look, I'm going to go for Baronia. You just can't go past them.
Yeah, very important game for Wanturna South just to stay in touch with the top 5. They'll be disappointed with the 2-4 start this season. But Baronia, they haven't done much wrong this season, and for that reason, I'm tipping Baronia.
Glen Waverley Hawks taking on the Whitehorse Pioneers is our next game. We saw a very impressive Glen Waverley Hawks outfit last weekend out there at H.E. Parker, and against the second bottom place team in the Whitehorse Pioneers. I think the Hawks will get a pretty easy victory today.
Yeah, look, Whitehorse is struggling, and there's no doubt about that. I think Glen Waverley Hawks is too much class right across the board. They'll win easily.
Yeah, Glen Waverley Hawks reignited their season last week with that win. 5 goals to Carnelli. He's going to be hard to stop. Whitehorse Pioneers, they're only averaging 45 points this season, so lowest of all Division 3 teams. They're going to struggle to kick a winning score, Glen Waverley.
Speaking of teams that reignited their season last week, the Mitcham Football Club certainly did that. They had a great victory last weekend. They take on Coldstream, who are a very, very hard team to read, very inconsistent team. But I think out there at Walker Park, the home of the MCG of the Eastern Football League, according to Graham McCallum, I think Mitcham will probably get the chocolates today.
Look, could be the turning point for Mitcham's season. They're 3-3 at the moment, and they could go 4-3 today and get their season well and truly back on track. So it's too much of an important game for them to drop.
Yeah, look, Mitcham, as we said, one win in the last 4 games. Only 1 goal in the last quarter in each of their last 3 games. So they haven't finished games off, Mitcham, which is a bit of a concern for them. But Coldstream, I guess they were scoreless last week against Templestowe in the first quarter. So weighing it all up, look, I think Mitcham with the win here.
Final game in Division 3, Warrandyte hosting Ringwood out there at Warrandyte Reserve. Warrandyte yet to get a victory so far in 2012, but they've been close on a number of occasions. Just think Ringwood have really turned the table in the past couple of weeks, and I think the Redbacks will probably be able to get up today.
Yeah, Redbacks for me. Warrandyte are really struggling. I can't see things changing for them today. Ringwood by plenty.
Yeah, Ringwood, interesting season. 2 losses, 2 wins.
Yep.
Another couple of losses. They're due for a win. Those are the last 2 losses against Baronia and North Ringwood, so tough competition. But they'll get back on the winners board today.
Back into Division 2 now, gents. We talked about Upper Ferntree Gully and Bayswater just beforehand. We had a bit of an in-depth look at that one. Bayswater to bounce back for mine, but it should be a close game.
Look, I'm going for I'm going to go for Upper Ferntree Gully comfortably, as I said before. I think they'll win.
Yeah, Upper Ferntree Gully for me too.
Roval taking on Doncaster East. Roval, one of the most, if not the most impressive side in Division 2 at the moment, taking on Doncaster East, who've been reasonably impressive over the past 3 weeks or so, but Roval will probably give them a bit of a reality check today.
Yeah, first versus 6, and you can't see Roval dropping this game. Well, realistically, they shouldn't. They're playing absolutely beautifully across the board. They've got a perfect mix of young players and older players, and that works beautifully around clubs. I think Doncaster East will get a bit of a football lesson today.
Yeah, as I said, I guess they've got the mix of the young and old, but they've also got a great mix of tall and short up forward as well, with with Bussy and Garner up forward, as well as Scanlon and Hicks at the bottom of the packs kicking goals too. So Roval, I'm not sure how the drainage will go out there today. I was out there last year. I think it was the Falcons game.
That's right.
Yeah, it was
Muddy.
an absolute swamp. So hopefully it's held up out there at Seabeck Oval. But yeah, Roval for me.
Huge game for Mulgrave and the Waverley Blues today. Both teams yet to get a victory. We fingers crossed that one of them will at least leave Mulgrave reserve today with 4 points, barring a draw, of course. But surely a team will come away with a victory at home. And just the fact that they've had a lot of close losses this year, Mulgrave for mine, but I think this is a very even game on paper.
Shapes to be an absolute belter today. Look, Mulgrave attack better, but the Waverley Blues defend better. So, look, there's going to be a big battle going on in the Mulgrave forward half today, and that'll be really interesting to watch and see who really tears the game open for them. But, look, I'm going Mulgrave as well.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. Mulgrave, their losses this year, 25, 9, 13 and 9 points. So they've been in every game, 4 goals or less. Very competitive. Waverley Blues, though, they showed some good form against Roval last year. Really gave the Hawks a scare.
Yeah.
Hayes and Amped in good form as well. I'm actually going for Waverley here.
They're every chance. The Waverley Blues. Mitch Hayes was, of course, led a Young Gun nomination a couple of weeks ago, and he's been named in the best players consistently. So he's certainly a player to watch on the up. Mooroolbark taking on Doncaster is our next game to look at here on the EFL Game Day. Mooroolbark, gee, did they get a reality check last week, Jeff Medalinsa? You were out there watching that game. I think they'll be able to bounce back today, though. But what the heck happened last weekend?
Well, there were only 2 goals halfway through the third quarter. Unbelievable. Our own Scotty Demetrio kicked both of those goals. They really struggled up forward.
They lost Cadet early in the game, didn't they?
Yeah, he went off at about 5-minute mark of the third quarter, didn't come back on, so it'll be interesting to see whether he plays today as well. Brent Gale really impressed me last week. He started on Schilling and really held Schilling as well, and then went on to Cook later on when Cook started dominating. But so for me, that was a good sign for them. Mooroolbark, they'll get back on the winners list today. Doncaster have been struggling. Only 1 win in the last 4 weeks. So for me, Mooroolbark.
Yeah, good teams don't lose 2 games in a row, but I shouldn't say that around here because Noble Park actually dropped a couple of games a few weeks ago. But yeah, look, I'm going to go for Mooroolbark. They're going to bounce back.
Donvale taking on Montrose is our final game in Division 2. As we just mentioned, Montrose a huge win last weekend. Donvale had a bit of a scare against Bayswater, but got over the line by 2 points last weekend. Of course, we know they're a much better side this season. Certainly a potential finalist in Division 2 in 2012. But Montrose, for mine, you just can't go past that form last weekend. They were scary last weekend, how good they were, Dan.
Yeah, look, I agree. Last week they showed just how far ahead of the competition they really are. I mean, the ladder looks close, but when you saw the game last weekend, they were just that streets ahead. So, yeah, Montrose for me.
It's funny because Montrose were flying under the radar with Mooroolbark and Roval undefeated up until last week. So, Donvale, this is going to be a great game. As Jack Purcell said on the huddle this week, first time in 4 years that they beat Bayswater last week, so they've probably gained a lot of confidence from that win. Montrose, so as you said, they were scary. They got to a 99-point lead again last week against over Mooroolbark. But for me, I think their backs, Heath Roberts, Andy Nee, what a recruit. He was fantastic. Got best player on ground last week and then even went into the ruck as well. And then you look at the centres, you've got Stevens and Rickard and Weatherby. So for me, Montrose, but it's going to be a good game.
Certainly looking forward to seeing the result of one in Division 1. Vermont taking on Blackburn is our first game we're going to look at in Division 1. Certainly looking forward to seeing the result of this one. Vermont have they've teased us a little bit, but I think they'll be able to get over the line at Tarara Road. Blackburn just not the same team as season 2011 for mine, Dan.
I watched Blackburn last week, and they conceded 8 goals in the third quarter, and where it was really won and lost against Burwood was in the midfield. I think they'll have a hell of a time controlling Ryan Mullett today. I think, Vermont will win.
Yeah, as you said, Ryan Mullett in fantastic form, as is Dean Millhouse,
Robbie Ross.
Yes. So Vermont, look, a disappointing season last year, as we know, but they're really pushing for the top 5. They really need a win today as well. They're currently 6th out on percentage, but as we said, Blackburn, they've been a disappointment this season in Division 1, so I'll be going Vermont.
Noble Park taking on East Burwood is the next game. Of course, we'll have a full broadcast of that one on 98.1 Radio East, and of course streaming on the EFL website, www.efl.org.au. Also had a little bit of a chat already about the East Ringwood Football Club. East Ringwood taking on Norwood. We had a little bit of a chat about this one. Of course, Victoria Halcase will be out at that game, bringing us a match report and texting and twittering and all that jazz throughout the entire day. East Ringwood for mine, purely because it's at home, but it's going to be a tight one, I think, nonetheless.
East Burwood for mine as well.
East Burwood?
Oh, sorry, East Ringwood.
East Ringwood for yours?
Ringwood
Yes.
for mine, yep.
I'm going Norwood.
Going Norwood. Looking forward to seeing the result of that one. 3 games left in Division 1, gentlemen. Certainly looking forward to that. Just getting a tweet through thanks to Annie off the Twitter. Surrey boys reserves up by 70 points to 24 halfway during the third quarter. Massive win coming up for the Surrey Park Football Club. The O word, the omen, is just sort of ghostly hanging around us at the moment. Looking forward to seeing the seniors result. Peter Baird out there for EFL Game Day. Knox taking on Croydon. Knox have been certainly had a slow start to the year, Dan. I know you're big fans of the Knox Football Club, but they take on a Croydon side who is really struggling at the moment and struggling to get wins on the board. They haven't got a win in any of their for the reserves or seniors at the moment. Knox quite easily for mine, actually. Yeah,
look, interesting here. Knox are ranked last in Division 1 for scores for, but 3rd in the competition for defence. So that'll go a long way to stopping Croydon. And as we know, the Blues already struggle up forward. So I think Knox easily.
Yeah, look, Dan, I agree with you. I saw that stat as well. Croydon's actually scored more than Knox this season, which is unbelievable
it's
for a young
isn't
team.
it?
Yeah, it is. But I guess that's Knox's style of game as well, low-scoring affairs and just to restrict their opposition. Croydon, young team, they require a more defensive side to their game. I think Knox pretty easily.
South Croydon taking on Burwood out there at Cheong Park, a very fine establishment. But Burwood are one of the form teams in Division 1 at the moment, currently sit on top of the Division 1 ladder. I don't think that'll change come today. I think they'll get a good victory over the Doggies.
Yeah, look, I saw Burwood play Blackburn last week, and Burwood can't do a thing wrong at the moment. They're absolutely fantastic. McMahon through the midfield is their X factor. Kicked 3 goals last week, Ben Harris. And just going back to McMahon, he can create something out of nothing, which really helps them win games when they need to stand up. I think they'll do it really easily today against South Croydon. Interesting to note, though, Luke Barker was well up there in the goal kicking, Division 1 goal kicking coming into last week's game, but he was kept really quiet last week, so I think he might explode today.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I think Burwood rocketed to the top of the ladder after a great win last week, and South Croydon, well, they were up against the Red Hot Rams last week, couldn't get over the line, but Burwood.
Last game in Division 1, gents. Lilydale taking on Scoresby. Lilydale, I think, been quite disappointing so far in Division 1. After dominating so much in Division 2 last year, you would have thought they'd be a little bit more competitive. They come up against Scoresby, who fell over at the final hurdle last weekend against Noble Park. Scoresby to bounce back for mine.
Yeah, look, Lilydale's tests against the better sides this season haven't been great. I mean, they've played Norwood and Burwood, and they've lost both of those. So, look, I think Scoresby will bounce back after a close loss last week.
Yeah, and I think they'll hurt Scoresby last week's loss. They were first on the ladder. They've dropped to 4th because of how close it is up there. Lilydale, they've lost their last 4 games. They're really struggling at the moment, and they're not going to get on top of Scoresby today, I don't think.
All of the Eastern Football League action for Week 7 done and dusted. Thank you to Dan Senchik and Jeff Manolitza for that very in-depth analytical style material. We're going to take our final break before we start broadcasting the Noble Park and East Burwood games. Certainly looking forward to getting stuck into this one right here at the Balling. Can't wait to start calling this one. That's going to be on the other side of the break, right here on EFL Game Day.
Don't miss the top quality craft and produce market at the Whitehorse Civic Precinct, Whitehorse Road, Nunawading, on Sunday the 27th of May. The market will be held between 9 and 2 p.m. and offers you a large variety of stalls with a large range of fruit, vegetables and crafts, flowers, jewellery, fashion accessories and gourmet foods. Proceeds from the market support the cultural, performing and visual arts throughout the city of Whitehorse. For further information about the market, or if you wish to book space for a stall, please contact 0412 324 249. That number again, 0412 324 249.
Radio Eastern 98.1. Sudden fever, aching body, sore throat, chills, nausea, headache, dizziness. It sounds like you need medical assistance urgently. It's difficult getting an immediate appointment with your GP when you need care fast. So come to Ikira Urgent Care, where you don't need an appointment and you don't have to wait. And they are Australia's first walk-in medical and emergency clinic. Walk in at 157 Scoresby Road, Baronia, or call them on this number, 9839 3333. 9839 3333. Need windows urgently, but your budget is too tight? Then head down to T&B Window Warehouse in Bayswater. T&B are having a one-off sale, not to be missed, with thousands of surplus windows for sale. The sale will happen on Saturday, June the 2nd, starting at 9 a.m. So go on down to T&B Window Warehouse, 120 to 124 Bayfield Road East, Bayswater North. T&B Window Warehouse, part of the EAL and AW Window Transport Group, your number one in window transport.
Every club expects high performance from their team. At Ferntree Gully Holden, you'll find the latest high-performance vehicles in the HSV range, and the team will give you the best possible deal. So if you're looking for a high-performance HSV, look no further than Ferntree Gully Holden, Burwood Highway, Ferntree Gully, for a great deal, or visit www.ftgmotor.com.au. Ferntree Gully Holden, your community dealer. LMCT 443, a proud supporter of the Eastern Football League and Radio Eastern.
20% makes a lot of difference. Imagine your team kicking 20% less goals and being 20% behind on the scoreboard. Actually, let's not. Now, imagine using a Breeze Tag account on Eastlink and getting a 20% discount on all weekend car trips. No need to imagine, it's for real. Open your account online at eastlink.com.au and get 20% off car trips all weekend, every weekend on Eastlink. Now, let's give my mate Ross 20% more stick for being 4 goals behind. Hey, Roscoe! Eastlink, it's time better spent, like at the footy.
Program sponsor. On EFL Saturday, it's time for the match of the round. Let's cross to our team and go local for your footy.
Good afternoon and welcome out to the Bullring in Noble Park for the big Division 1 clash between Noble Park and East Burwood today. Both sides sitting inside the 5. It's sure to be an unbelievable contest. The condition of this oval is just blowing my mind in the fact that it's just taken all water that's come its way in the last day or so, and it is looking at picturesque conditions up here in the Noble Park social clubs, and we're really excited about what's going to unveil here today. It's sure to be a close game. It's definitely match of the round when you look at all 4 divisions, and who just knows, we may get our closest game for the afternoon. Joining me for his first go in the co-commentator's position for season 2012. It's fantastic to have my wingman back with me calling this afternoon. You heard him pre-match. He's been here the whole time. Good afternoon again, Ben Waterworth.
Good afternoon, Good afternoon, BWS. Certainly looking forward to this one, and certainly looking forward to seeing how the Bulls go about their business. Big loss with Craig Anderson going down. Huge loss in Glenn Manson, of course, but the Noble Park are a proud side. They'll bounce back today. This will be a great contest.
A few injuries for Noble Park in the last week or so, and I know that you got to speak to a couple in Plymouth and Williams pre-match. Did they give you any more information on other players that may be struggling at the moment?
Not really. They didn't. I suppose Anderson's the biggest one out there, and Glenn Mason was... Glenn Manson, I should say, was suspended during the week by the EFL Tribunal for 2 weeks. Williams was actually supposed to play on Anthony Mariani today, who's, of course, the leading goal kicker in Division 1 at the moment. So that's a huge loss.
So who will be taking Mariani, did he mention?
They said a number of players. Tim Kelly might be one. Trent Robertson, who has come in for Nick Williams, is possibly another one as well. They mentioned actually probably 3 or 4 players. So looking forward to seeing who goes to him first.
No, it's sure to be a great contest. Absolutely stoked to be out here. Let's just hope the weather holds off. Have we got a weather update throughout the afternoon? Because it's not looking too
too flash now,
Looks
even though the sun
ordinary.
was out earlier today.
Looks very, very ordinary. I've got pretty bad eyesight, but it looks like it's about to drizzle down. So good luck to our Kia Urgent Care boundary riders.
You've already given it to the meteorologist for the afternoon
That's
anyway, asking for them all to be sacked as Noble Park and make their way onto the ground. Do we have a reserve score? I know Noble Park got up in it. Do we have a final reserve score?
Didn't take it down, but I know it was around the vicinity of 70-ish points. They were very impressive. The guys said beforehand they've never seen Noble Park so impressive in the second. So looking forward to seeing if the seniors can replicate that kind of result.
Just makes all those positions so much more hotly contested as we introduce our main stats man on the EFL Media Team. He's back once again, sitting on the balcony. It's a very good afternoon to you, Grant Campbell.
Good afternoon, BWS, and I'll have my microphone on and hopefully call you the right name this week.
It happens now. Two sides that have started the season pretty well, mate. Noble Park, there was a fortnight there where everyone went, oh, what's happened here? But they were in both of those games and probably were a little bit stiff. East Burwood, though, have only lost narrowly to Scoresby. They're unfaltered in any other game. How have you seen the stats that matter, thanks to Choose Tap this afternoon, that's going to play out who wins this game?
Well, there's definitely signs that East Burwood have improved a lot this season. One's their goal-kicking accuracy. Last season, they were ranked 11th with a goal accuracy of 50.5%. Gone all the way from 11th up to the most accurate side in Division 1 at 63.1%. And the other key thing I noted, they were equal last in 2011 for 100-plus scores. They only had 2 in the 18 games. Already this season, they've had 4 out of 5 scores over 100. That's the number 1 team in Division 1, so that's massive improvement. Noble Park, there is a bit of a sign that they have struggled to cope with those losses of their key players. Their average points for has decreased from 130 down to 79. And last season they were the leading side with 100-plus scores. They had 15 for the season, yet to get over the 100 mark this season. So
really?
Look out that for this season today. Yes, they've got a high score so far of 99, so they've virtually got one, but certainly not as scoring as heavily compared to last year.
That's a really good stat that you bring up today. So more or less, if East Burwood can, we'll say, get off to a good start and at least kick a decent score, if they hit the 100-point mark, they'll win the game today.
Going by the stats this season, that would be correct, yes.
And so we may as well ask you while you're standing here and all sitting there, as both sides are on the ground going through their warm-up, who your tip is this afternoon?
Well, I was going to tip Noble Park, but I keep hearing all these players just drop out time after time for Noble Park, so I'm tempted to go for East Burwood, but I think I'll stay. I don't like changing tips. I'll probably be wrong, but I'm going to go for Noble Park.
He's covered himself very nicely with mentioning everything there. As it gets very dark out here at Noble Park, I don't think it'll be too long, Ben Waterworth, before the lights are put out here this afternoon. Your tip today?
I've gone with East Burwood. I actually have the leisure. It's very easy for me to change my tip for the Eastern football before it's sent off to print, and I did that when I heard that Glenn Manson was suspended for 2 weeks and Craig Anderson's out for the year with a shoulder injury, and I actually just saw that both men were there. So looking forward to, I think East Burwood will probably be able to get a victory today. They just got too many players in form. Robbie Campbell, Anthony Mariani, Jai Middleton, Tommy Miles is in good form. There's just too many good players to mind that East Burwood are in pretty good form, and Marcus Carroll, of course. Looking forward to it.
Well, I've done Grant Campbell. I've Noble Park early, and then I've gone, well, do I go for East Burwood considering the outs that have happened? And, well, I'm not going to change my tip. I do them on Monday, and I like Noble Park to their mojo peak over the last couple of years. They're playing a new contender this year. They'll be excited about that challenge. It's not just suspects. Mind you, they got over one of those usual suspects in the last quarter last week, which was just phenomenal. So I expect it to be a ripper contest. I think maybe both sides will lead at some stage throughout the afternoon, but Noble Park for me today. Let's cross down boundary side and introduce our Akira Urgent Care boundary riders this afternoon, Daniel Sensig and Braden Ingram. We'll start with you, Dan. Good afternoon. Give us a ground report down there, mate.
Very good afternoon to you, BWS. Yeah, the ground's in absolutely fantastic condition. No mud to speak of. And the good to see the grey clouds gathering just in time for the bounce this afternoon as I introduce Braden Ingram.
Good afternoon to you, Braden. Which side will you be looking after this afternoon, mate?
Yeah, thanks, BWS. I'm looking after Noble Park this afternoon.
Is there a wind advantage to either side? Looking across the ground, you can't really see much movement, but it's been cold over the last few days, so something has to be blowing.
Yeah, look, it's pretty fresh down here, but no, not too much wind to speak of. I think it'll be pretty plain sailing throughout the afternoon unless the weather picks up with those grey clouds.
Well, while we've got you, who will be your selection today?
Look, I think I'm going to go with Noble Park. The fact that they lost 2 in a row early, but now they've got the momentum. They've they're 2 on the trot now, and I think, as your boy says, give me a close game, but I think Noble Park will get up.
And Daniel Sensic, we haven't got your tip today, thanks to Kira Urgent Care down on the boundary line about to get poured on.
Look, Braden's a brave man tipping Noble Park. I just think they've got too many at the moment. Look, I'm going to go for East Burwood. I think they're in good form.
Well, the media team's pretty much split down the middle this afternoon, Ben Waterworth, as you're just checking out the East Burwood huddle. They're looking pretty fired up over there.
They are looking pretty fired up. They're actually going to kick towards the left-hand side of your radio dial. Marcus Carroll winning the toss and electing to kick to the left-hand side. They're pumped up. There's no doubt that they've set themselves for this game. They know that Noble Park's a little bit down. I actually had a chat with John Sword, the president, who was actually running for the seconds team during the week. He knows that his club is pumped up for this game, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they respond in the first couple of minutes. You know if a team's on in the first couple of minutes, so looking forward to seeing if they can win that contested footy and get it down to their forwards quickly.
Well, at the other end, Noble Park are arm in arm, and they've just had a pretty stern chat to, I think it's Robbie Kemperman, who's the acting captain this afternoon. Have we heard that?
Yeah, I think Robbie Kemperman he's an important player. He's been around this club for quite some time. Such a consistent player as well down on that back line. So he'll have a big job today, no matter what. And actually, just if you have a look just beside us, Mick Fogarty's notes. We've been given sort of special access to this, and it's interesting. One of the notes that I saw up there, of course, you've got your usual contested footy, spread from stoppages kind of thing, but trust the lead-up. So I'm looking forward to seeing if they trust the lead-ups of your likes of Shane Allen, George Angelopoulos, and Ziggy Alwyn, who are three of the best lead-up players in the Eastern Football League. So watch out for those three guys to try and get plenty of the footy this afternoon.
So many games happening out in the East as you go local for your footy this afternoon. Texting your scores on 0410 495 582. Everybody wants to know what's happening at their local game, and let's hope that your team can win as both sides, well, it's getting a little bit fiery in the middle. They're just waiting. They've been in position for about 30 seconds, and joining us for his first commentary go for the year, Ben Waterworth is going to take us away in the match of the round, Noble Park versus East Burwood.
Yes, and Robbie Campbell's going to start in the ruck in the middle. He's going to go up against Stuart Cleve. Umpire holds the ball aloft, and we're underway in the Division 1 clash between East Burwood and Noble Park. Campbell got the tap down, did the follow-up work, but a quick kick out there from Luke Cody towards half forward. Allen got the quick hands off, but East Burwood will look to try and rebound off half back now. Kerr's got the switching kick towards half back flank. Mark taken by Jessup. He's off straight away. Kick is beautiful towards the lead there of Jason Kennedy. Mark 70 metres out from goal. Plays on immediately. Long high kick towards the top of the goal square. Robertson went back though. The late inclusion for Noble Park and takes the mark in the defensive goal square. He looked to play on immediately. In fact, 25. The umpires called him for 25. I think the East Burwood player ran over the mark there. So they'll make the most of it here. Stewie Kemperman receives from Robertson. It's a left foot kick towards open space. Angelopoulos has got to beat two here, but he likes a challenge. Played the tackle on Kilduff, but Kilduff was good. Got a hand pass off to McPhee. He now is able to bring it inboard. Dropped there by Kerr under immediate pressure. Ziggy Alwyn did nicely to get a hand pass off to Angelopoulos. This is all still on the broadcast wing. No one able to take clean position. Now hand pass comes out to Allen. Beautiful kick inside 50, just off the target. There was Luke Mann, second leading goal kicker in Division 1 so far this season. He lays some pressure on. Allen now in the left forward pocket, tries to dribble it forward. No one able to quite take clean possession. Matthew Jessup sees it over the boundary line, and we're going to see a boundary throw in left forward pocket. And let's cross down, thanks to Geary Urgent Care, to Dan Senchik on the boundary.
Thank you very much, Ben Waterworth. Starting on the bench for East Burwood, Alex Fior, Nathan Gray, Tom Miles, Justin Summers. What about for Noble Park?
For Noble Park, we got Daniel Galliande, Craig Giconti, Thomas Wilkinson, and Luke Cody.
Well, the short pass was on, and the mark has been taken in the forward pocket by Scalzo. It doesn't sound like my microphone's on, but we'll turn it up. So Scalzo in the forward pocket, the short pass was on. So it just opened up the face a little bit. Noble Park looking to get the first score on the board. We've gone 2 minutes here. 25 metres out on the left boot. Coming in now, he's pushed it across the face. You'd think it'll go through for a minor score. It does now. So Noble Park are first on the board on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. They are one behind at the 2 minute mark. East Burwood yet to score.
Hello, Dyson.
Very good afternoon to you. It was interesting, just managed to rock up here 2 minutes into the first term, but actually got called Ben 6 times while I was at ground level here at Noble Park, so you're reasonably popular at ground level.
As in Ben Waterworth or Ben Warren Smith?
I don't know, it was just Ben at least 5 times.
You don't have red hair.
Or no hair.
East Burwood struggling to get out of their defensive 50 at the moment. They're working it out through handball. It's come up all right, and they've got the ball on the outer side. They take a long run along the outer side. The kick is just over the top. Noble Park will look to try try and push this one over the boundary line. Tim Kelly is there. He sees it over the boundary line and out of bounds. On the far wing, 70 metres around from the Noble Park goal. On the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, Noble Park 1 straight behind, East Burwood yet to score. Loving the electronic scoreboard. Almost 3 minutes played here. So, boundary throw in. Third man up was Tommy Miles on that occasion. Long kick forward by the East Burwood Football Club. Middleton in position A. Had it on the chest, couldn't quite take it. Ball comes to ground there. No one able to quite take clean possession. And the umpire crosses himself. We will see a ball up. Looks like Campbell's starting in the ruck. And Big Jai Middleton is up forward. He's a big boy. And the two boys work quite well in tandem. So looking forward to seeing that battle. Umpires pulled out a free kick. And it's going to go the way of the East Burwood Football Club. And it is Middleton. So Middleton's got the free kick. He's on the right side for a left footer, so he can go back and try and put this one through. He's 20 metres out, a pretty big angle, but he's on the, I think he's a left footer off the top of my head. I'm not sure. He might be holding it for a right footer's kick at the moment. Anyway, comes in now. Does Big Jai's a right footer? My apologies. And he's put Shath across the left-hand side, and it's gone out of bounds on the full. Pretty disappointing effort, Dice. Great opportunity for East Burwood. Unfortunately, goes astray. East Burwood yet to score. Noble Park 1 behind.
Early stats that matter thanks to Choose Tap, Grant Campbell.
East Burwood 7 kicks and 9 handballs. Noble Park 5 kicks and only 2 handballs.
So Robbie Kemperman's got it in the back pocket. He's got players running with him. Goes for the old 1-2. They're going to go short now. Mark taken by Tim Kelly just inside the defensive arc. Wants to go into the middle. The ball goes over the head of Monaghan. He's got 2 to beat now, but is he up to the task? Getting down low was Matt Mariani. That was okay. The ball's back in the middle now. Georgie Angelopoulos is there. He needs to be quick. East Burwood have got the runners though. Running inside 50. Mariani pushing it towards his advantage. Mays in there too. Can Noble Park just squeeze it out? Hot footy at the moment. The umpire's going to separate it. Free kick to Noble Park. Not too sure what that was for. Not sure if you saw that, Dyson Baker.
Dropping the ball against Mariani on that occasion.
So Dyson Baker, in special comments today, arriving very late. Noble Park kick it up towards the half-forward line. How can they feed this out? Angelopoulos came charging through. No, that was Scalzo. Had the first shot on goal today. Both sides kicking strong at the ball, but I think that there is a little bit of a wind happening down there because we've seen both the goals kicked across the face. I'd like to cross back down boundary side in a few moments once the boys have actually picked up some grass and thrown it in the air and tell us what the wind advantage is as East Burwood look to clear from half back.
So the Rams have the ball on the outer side. A high kick towards a heap of players. From the side, almost a good mark taken by Middleton. Ball comes to ground, though. Noble Park have the numbers. Handball came out from Howe. Now ends up with Monaghan. Off half back on that outer side. Short chipping ball over the top was good to Stewie Kempman. Now he goes further afield. Doing a bit of juggling there was Goad here. Wasn't able to quite kick the ball in play, and it'll go out of bounds. Let's cross down the boundary side to our Kira Urgent Care boundary riders. Dan Senchik.
Yeah, look, the wind's just picked up a little bit, but there wasn't much to speak of before. It's favouring the end of East Burwood.
It's threatening, so the rain is upon us. So watch out, gentlemen. Looking forward to seeing the wet hair when you come back up at half time.
I'm going in there if it rains.
So
we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you, gentlemen. You're not going undercover. You're staying out there. No, you can do what you want. Ball up. On the true centre wing position on the outer side. No one able to quite take clean possession. Robbie Campbell and Cleve. Give that one to Cleve. He got the tap down. No one able to quite take clean possession. The umpires pulled out a free kick for a throw, and it will go the way of East Burwood. So the free kick will go to Kennedy. Swings onto the right foot. Thumping kick inside, just outside 50. It's a good kick as well. Mark's been taken. Swings around on the left foot. Looking for Middleton over his head. Mark dropped there by Brown. Ball comes to ground. And Noble Park, who was so good at rebounding out of their defensive 50, will do that now through Keane. He chips over the top. And Mark has been taken there on that outer side for Noble Park. Short chipping ball. Over the top was dangerous. Marcus Carroll did well, the captain. Always clean with possession. Brings it inboard now. Short chipping ball over the top was good. Mark taken by Mitch Cosgrove. He's 70 metres out from goal. Now goes further out towards the outer wing. Nicely intercepted there by Andrew McConnell. Sees it over the boundary line and out of bounds. On the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, we've played 7 minutes, but we've seen no goals.
Boundary.
Noble Park 1 behind. East Burwood yet to score. Akira Urgent Care boundary riders.
Yeah, boys, just had a look at the radar, and it's a bit of scattered sort of showers, but it doesn't look like there might be anything falling anytime soon, so we might be all right at least at half-time, but we'll just see.
Ball's been thrown in, falling over it was Gadir. East Burwood will go inside 50 once again, and charging in and taking a good mark was Daniel Gribben, so he's about 45 metres out from goal. We saw the last shot from that pocket. go across the face, Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap.
Inside 50s now 6-1 in favour of East Burwood.
So East Burwood, they're getting it in there. They just need to put it on the scoreboard now as Gribben comes in from 50 metres. That is a beautiful kick. Look at that one go straight through the middle. First goal on the board to the Rams, and on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard at the 8-minute mark, they take the lead with 1 straight 6. Noble Park, 1 behind. Dyson Baker, that was a beautiful kick.
Yeah, look, I mean, the interesting thing is that it's been reasonably ugly footy from the Rams at the moment. They're trying to push it forward at all costs. You can see why Mariani's kicked so many goals, because he's been at the bottom of every single pack. But to finish off for East Burwood, that's exactly what they need, hopefully before this rain starts to come.
Ugly start to this game, but a good start for East Burwood. Haven't had a lot of the ball inside their forward 50 so far. A lot of clean possession, but they're on the board now. And Middleton is getting the tap down, but shark by Monaghan. Kick inside 50, just wide of Alwyn, but picked up beautifully by Allen. He's clean. He swings on the left foot, round the corner, just off to the right-hand side. Minus score for Shane Allen. Noble Park with their second behind on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Noble Park 2 behinds. East Burwood 1 straight 6. 8.5 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Once again, utilising the clearance, always clean the Noble Park Bulls, and that last clearance demonstrated that.
So, chances gone begging as Holland kicks in for the Rams up towards the Middleton direction. Nicely roving front and centre was Jessup. He goes straight up towards centre half forward, and charging out and taking a good mark there was Carroll. Wanted to give the feed on and put his teammate under a lot of pressure, but he's going to get a free kick for being legged.
Yep.
So I think this is Cosgrove. He wants to go deep towards the Campbell direction. The ball goes over the back of his head, paddling towards the boundary line. Who's going to be first to meet there? Matty Mariani's there. But the boundary line beats all players. So we've got a ball in the East Burwood left forward pocket. Grandstand side, Noble Park. It's a 4-point ball game. It's the visitors that lead. So the umpire to bring it in, Campbell. He's going to tap it over the back of his head to Cripps. Just tried to squeeze a possession through. He gets it to the goal line. They're going to clear, though, now. This time it's Kelly. Last line of defence. Great tackle there, too. He might even be rewarded. Yep. He was rewarded. Yep. I think that was Mariani, was it?
Yep, holding the ball.
So Matt Mariani leads the goal kicking this year. Nuggety forward, who just is a very smart player and knows how to read the play. You'd think he'd back himself here. He's very tight on the boundary line. He's about 30 metres out, but he definitely fancies himself. So Mariani steps around a little bit to open up the face. It's a nice looking shot on goal. I reckon he's kicked it. That is gun barrel straight. What a perfect kick in these conditions. And East Burwood, well, in the last couple of minutes, they're off to a fly, Dyson Baker. They've kicked their second goal, and I think they've hit 8 inside 50s now. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, Noble Park are only 1 behind.
Yeah, look, if you can hit one from either side,
2 behind, sorry.
Pretty much either pocket in the first 10 minutes of the game, you're going all right. Noble Park have really stopped the flow inside forward 50. They've managed to get a couple of free kicks and things like that have gone their way, but utilising the ball perfectly in this first 10 minutes or so.
If you want to text us any time throughout the day, 0410 495 582. If you want to give some banter, if you want to give some scores, knock yourself out. Noble Park going to get the clearance here. Craig Jackatine, of course, former Collingwood player, gets the clearance, but a nice mark taken in defence by Sam Kilduff. Spider Lee told us beforehand that he's a young player to watch. East Burwood would bring it out towards the broadcast side. Nice mark taken by Nathan Gray. Swings on the left foot, up towards the half-forward area, punched away from Marcus Carroll there, still able to keep it in play, did all right in the end. Matty Mariani, back to Carroll, long kick inside 50, nicely done behind the back, and mark's being taken by East Burwood, and they've got an opportunity to put through their third goal for the day, and a nice mark taken by number 63, who we don't have on our team.
That'd be right, wouldn't
so, if very nicely, if our Kira Urgent Care boundary riders could find out who is wearing number 63, it would be much appreciated. But that man has got an opportunity now to put through East Burwood's third goal. What a fantastic start this would be for the Rams. They lead by 10 points now. The kick is on its way. It's fading off to the right at the last minute. And a minus score has been put through for the Rams. East Burwood 2-1-13. Noble Park 2 behinds. Almost 12 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Daniel Senchik, thanks to Akira Urgent Care.
Thank you very much, Ben Waterworth. Number 63 is Stephen Henshaw.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Dan.
So another let off for the Bulls. They keep going inside 50. Dyson Baker.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think, what are we up to? 9 now, Grant Campbell, for Choose Tap?
I've got it as 8.
8. I'm counting right ahead of the stats, man. That's how I'm going. But, yeah, look, I mean, that's one of their first marks inside forward 50. They haven't utilised as well as they would have liked, but still managing to punish a Noble Park on the scoreboard at the moment.
Well, Kemperman started it. He kicked it to the pocket. They kicked it back to him. He kicked it back to the pocket. So they're going to do it again, and Kemperman's got it on the other pocket now. So just building up the stats, Robbie Kemperman, acting skipper this afternoon, in Craig Anderson's absence. Beautiful left foot kick, kicks it towards the centre half back position for their side.
Couldn't do
And
anything
coming
else.
over the back and taking a beautiful mark was Gribben. Been lively early, putting his body on the line. It's about 65 metres out from goal. He'll probably go towards the tall timbers, you'd expect Gribben. That's a beautiful kick off the boot. It's going to go right down there. Last line of defence, fisted away by Kemperman, who's going to be the first to meet it for Noble Park. I'm not sure, Matthew Pearce it was, so good to see you've got a nice updated team sheet, Ben Waterworth, and didn't get me one.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just thought of that just before I left today.
So it'll be East Burwood having a shot in the pocket.
It's Henshaw, I think it is.
So Stephen Henshaw, we've seen him kick from this position already, and he's put another one through. They just can't miss from the tight angles, the Rams, and they kick their third straight goal. They are 3-1-13. Noble Park are 2 behinds. We've gone 13 and a half minutes here in the first term. Division 1 match of the day. Well, the home side are getting shown up a little bit early, Dice.
Oh, look, I tell you what, you put Henshaw in front of goals and he couldn't quite make the distance even. Chuck him on an angle, and third from an angle for East Burwood at the moment, and just that's another free kick that's led. So Noble Park really got to clean up in defence.
Let's go boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care.
Yeah, Ben Waterworth, first sign of rain down here, so the rain coming down.
Bring on the wet T-shirt competitions, as they say, as Noble Park try to extract the ball from the clearance, but Eric McPhee takes the ball, is immediately wrapped up. We'll see a secondary ball up.
Thank God we don't have Pete down there.
Thank goodness for that. Peter's, of course, at Surrey Park today, looking forward to seeing how the Panthers are going. Haven't heard anything from the big man yet, but it's all East Burwood at the moment. The kick out of the centre square by Wayne Cripps was almost marked by Noble Park, and we're going to see a ball up almost 55 metres out from the East Burwood goal. Geez, Noble Park cannot get it out of their defensive half at the moment. It is all the Rams here at the Pat Wright Senior Oval. Coming over the top as the third man was Luke Mann, and they might be able to get a little bit of run now. Trying to release here is Sean Goda. Swings on the left foot towards the one-on-one contest. In position A was Sam Kilduff off half-back. Did nicely and got a little hand pass off. Holland tried to burst his way through, but well done by the Noble Park
that's a throw.
forward line. And the umpire's pulled out a free kick. Advantage is being paid. Angelopoulos towards Allen in position A. Great mark, Shane Allen. Used his body well, took it in the breadbasket. Just smart footy from a smart footballer. And Allen can go back and try and get Noble Park their first goal on the board, Dice.
That's exactly why Noble Park have won the last 2 premierships. They're just versatile right across the board, and Shane Allen, perfect position, and just managed to outmuscle his opponent brilliantly on that occasion.
He's on the wrong side for a left footer, but that shouldn't matter too much for Shane Allen. Puts through Noble Park's first goal for the day. They needed that one big time. Noble Park 1-2-8, trailing East Burwood 3-1-19 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 11 minutes gone here in the first term. A goal they desperately needed, Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap. Be Smart Choose Tap. Some stats that matter from the first quarter so far.
An area East Burwood are really on top is in the hit-outs. They've won 9 to Noble Park only the 2. So Noble Park really missing their ruckman from the previous week.
Ball back in the middle of the ground. Just waiting for it to be returned. I'm not too sure who's going up in the ruck this time for East Burwood. It looks like Carroll's moved in there.
Summons, looks like he...
Or Summons has even gone in there. This time
man.
goes up against Luke Bam. Ball hits the deck. They're going to get a restart here. You'd think trying to squeeze one out was Mitchum. Pi's going to pluck out a free kick. It'll go to Mitchum. So getting down and getting amongst it early. Will reward free kicks. Mitchum gets very close to the man on the mark, kicks it in towards the Alwyn direction. He's got front spot over the back of the pack. Allen gave a little handball out there, fisting it on nicely. Scalzo, that was clever. East Burwood have the numbers. Can they clear it across their half-back line? Charging through was Gadia. Got a little handball out to Alwyn. He has time to steady, go and put through the ball second. That's 2 in 2 minutes. And Noble Park have come back very handily at the 16.5-minute mark on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. They've kicked their second. And as I'm just about to mention the score, the whole screen goes blank. Isn't that fantastic? Grant Campbell, you'll have the score. Thank you.
East Burwood 3-1-19, Noble Park 2-2-14.
Look at the Zig's setup hairstyle. It's got a little bit of a mohawk going on. Very interesting setup.
Very intimidating. So it was a good bit of play by him. He found the front spot. He's just been, it's the first bit of spark we've seen from him up forward. In his second effort was good to find the space, and a great bit of play there by the Noble Park side.
So, Cleve, they're really giving up a fair advantage in the ruck at the moment with Justin Summons going up in the ruck. He's a short man. Cleve easily got the tap down, but East Burwood matching it with Noble Park at ground level. But the umpire, who was the opposite umpire, was fair way away from the players, picked out a free kick, and it's going to go the way of Noble Park. Tom Wilkinson has got it in the middle middle of Pat Wright Senior Oval. Long kick in towards the direction of McConnell from behind. Couldn't quite take the mark. Ball comes to ground. Godier was there. Try to get a hand pass away. In there was O'Reilly for East Burwood, and he got a nice little hand pass over the top to Jason Kennedy. Kick out towards the outer wing was okay. Free kick against Tim Kelly there for chopping the arms, and East Burwood will look to bring it inboard. It's a good kick as well. May takes the mark, plays on immediately from 55 out towards Robbie Campbell. In position A. Well done, though, by Cleve. Arrived at the right time. Trying to get it there was Nathan Brown for the Noble Park Football Club, but unfortunately he was intercepted. Kick around the head was a pretty good effort. In position A there was May. Couldn't quite take the mark. It's thumped through for a minor score. So Noble Park trailing 2-2-14. East Burwood 3-2-20. 18 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Well, Stewie Kemperman doesn't want to waste any time. He doubled back. He kicks it towards the Monaghan direction. He's going to be the target over the back, and maybe giving away a free kick was Kilduff, or he's actually been given a free kick. I'd pay the mark. He wants to give the ham. Oh, no, it wasn't. It's gone to Cripps. So Cripps, 65 metres out. He plays on, and here comes Alwyn and just crunches him. And he's going to be paid 25 metres against. The umpire actually did not call play on. So although it was good intentions by Alwyn, he has given away a 25-metre penalty and a shot on goal by Wayne Cripps. So interesting stuff. Players not happy about it. Georgie Angelopoulos is getting amongst it. We know he likes to have a chat. And they need to be careful here because they don't want to give away a double 25 and put Cripps right on the goal line, because from where he's going to shoot from now, you'd expect, Ben, that he's going to put it through.
Yeah, you would have. It actually kind of looked like that Cripps sort of moved off his mark and Norman tried to make the most of it. But as you said, you saw with Geelong Collingwood a couple of weeks ago with Josh Hunt, you have to wait until the umpire has made his decision.
Absolutely. So Cripps just taking in the moment, really, from about 15 metres out from goal. He's going to kick East Burwood's fourth goal. He just pokes at it too, a little bit risky. Boundary. And East Burwood kick their fourth on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. They move to 4 goals, 2-26. It's a 12-point lead now over Noble Park, 2 goals, 2-14. Let's cross down boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care to Braden Ingram.
Yeah, boys, Georgie Angelopoulos really got into that bit of biff there after that 25-metre penalty. He's already been warned by the umpire for raising an elbow in a contest, so he just needs to be a little bit careful.
Quarter time scores in Division 2 this afternoon out at Murrelbach, a very wet Murrelbach 2. The home side are leading 2 goals, 4-16. Doncaster a 1-3-9.
Murrelbach will be certainly wanting to bounce back after a very disappointing show against the against the Demons last weekend. East Burwood going to get another clearance. Henshaw put his head over the footy and got a little kick out wide, looking for May. Clean at ground level, picked it up and gave a hand pass back to Henshaw. Ran into the umpire. That didn't worry him. Gets a little hand pass over the top. Now's an opportunity for East Burwood. Short chipping ball over the top was very, very mature, and a mark has been taken by Matthew Mariani.
You can't leave him alone.
30 metres out, 45-degree angle. We're right behind this one in the commentary position, and he can go back and try and put through his second goal for the day. He's looking very, very lively at the moment.
So it's not Matt Mariani. It is Matt Mariani. Where's Dyson Baker gone, by the way?
I think he's not feeling too well at the moment, so we'll just leave that one alone as Matthew Mariani comes in now. 30 metres out, 45-degree angle. We're right behind this one. We'll ride this one home. Mariani comes in, makes no mistake. And he kicks his second, and East Burwood a 5-2-32, leading Noble Park 2-2-14. 18 points is the margin on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Certainly a fantastic start for the Rams. They're really putting the pressure on the Bulls early. They've come to play. They've come to win this one. They're looking pretty good so far. And thanks to Be Smart, Choose Tap Water, Yarra Valley Water Style, Grant Campbell has some stats that matter in the first quarter so far.
Well, even though East Burwood have been dominating the hit-outs, they haven't converted that into clearances, with Noble Park leading 8-5 in the clearances.
Ball back in the middle of the ground. The umpire's going to pluck out a free kick here. Going to go to East Burwood. The advantage was paid over the top. The running handball is going to find the way of Jessup. He crosses the 50. Kick was smothered beautifully by Stuart Kemperman. That was beautiful pressure at the last minute. The ball's going to be rushed over the boundary line and out of bounds right in front of the members here. They want to fire the Bulls up. They had a purple patch of about 2 minutes there, and then but East Burwood are definitely on top.
They're doing all right, East Burwood. They just are able to keep it in their forward half at the moment. I don't know if they're putting on a press. I can't see any specific press, but they're doing all right at the moment.
So Summons took it out of the ruck and then banged it on his boot. Valuable meterage as it crosses the 50. So we'll have another throw in, 50 metres out from goal.
Loving the work of BWS. Loving the work of Peter Baird on Twitter. 1-2-8 apiece, Surrey Park and Kilsyth at quarter time.
As expected, a close game down at Surrey Park. It's a 3-goal margin here at the Bullring, 22-minute mark. On the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, it's 32-14 East Burwood's way. Umpires recalling the throw-in. Too sure what that was for.
Might have been a boundary throw that was a little bit short.
Well, fair enough too, as the umpire restarts at this time. It was okay by Cleve. He got the front spot. It was a little bit short again, and the Bulls are going to run out of trouble here. Handball on. Scalzo, he's a lively player. He's going to cop a high tackle here. Very good play there. Took on the player. He had the ball. While he's got it, he may as well move it on too. He does now. So the kick up towards centre half back. Going for the old 1-2. In the middle of the ground, they're going to push it up towards that centre position now, Noble Park, as they've got players running across the half-forward line. Who's going to meet it now? Georgie Angelopoulos took it on the first bite. That was clever. The kick was skew-if. It probably wasn't meant, but he's found a teammate very deep in the forward line. Noble Park, even though they... Well, I think there was a little bit of how do you do behind the play there, Ben Waterworth, as Luke Mann copped one as he hit the deck, but he's going to have a shot from about 35 metres out from goal and looking to kick a handy goal at the 23-minute mark for the Bulls.
Probably for the first time in a while, they're just a bit of free flow about the Bulls. They needed that big time.
So Mann will come in 30 metres out from goal. The goal umpire doesn't move. That's the Bulls' third, and on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard at the 24-minute mark, they move to 3 goals, 2-20. They're still trailing, though, as East Burwood, Grant Campbell are...
They are 5-2-32.
It's just jinxing me, that scoreboard. It keeps going black every time I have to say a score. It's unbelievable.
A couple of around the ground scores. Croydon off to a good start against Knox. Croydon 2-1-13. Knox 1-3-9. Grant Campbell will certainly be happy with that score so far. But the pressure of East Burwood is relentless at the moment. Even when Noble Park try to bring that ball out of defence, they're certainly looking pretty good at the moment. Ball back in the middle. Give that one to Cleef, but straight to Jessup, who's had plenty of the footy in this first term. Over the top to Carroll, to Henshaw. It's the same players who keep getting the ball. Back to Henshaw. Hand pass to Middleton. Bounced the wrong way though, but East Burwood still have the numbers. Matt Mariani. Kick was smothered off the boot, but it still might work in the favour of Jessup. Good pressure though from Stuart Kemperman. Ball on true centre wing position, broadcast side. No one able to quite take clean possession, and we will see a ball up. 24 and a half minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. East Burwood 5-2-32. Noble Park 3-2-20. Middleton went up. Good second effort by him after competing in the ruck contest. Heap of players converge on the ball. East Burwood appealed for holding the ball, and they were able to get it as well. Looked like Noble Park dived on the ball and didn't try to make a proper release. So Henshaw receives the free kick. Long kick towards Campbell. Thumped away from him. He's drawing 2 or 3 defenders at the moment. Ball falls to the ground. Anthony Mariani lays the pressure on Robertson, but Noble Park looked to clear. But it's all rush for the Bulls at the moment. They try to bring it across half-back. Kelly, his kick was smothered by May. No easy possessions out here at Pat Wright Senior Oval. Everything is under pressure for Noble Park at the moment. East Burwood doing a mighty fine job. Bendigo Bank scoreboard time. East Burwood 5-2-32. Noble Park 3-2-20. Just over 25 minutes gone. Boundary throw in. Robbie Campbell got the tap down. Henshaw again runs into it. Got a high tackle surely. The umpire pulled it out, and Steve Henshaw's had a fantastic start to this game. He's got 2 goals on the board already. He can make it 3 with a kick from here. He'll kick from 50 metres out, 45-degree angle, in a similar position to where Matt Mariani kicked the goal just beforehand. So Henshaw has got an opportunity to extend East Burwood's lead to 18 points. Tell you what, this would be a very handy goal.
I was really happy that the non-officiating umpire came in to pay the right decision there, because the umpire in the spot missed it.
It's happened a couple of times as well. Good to see the umpires working well. That's a shank of a kick, though, from Steve Henshaw, and it's gone out towards the opposite pocket. And East Burwood will rue that chance, and Noble Park are away on the outer side.
So the ball's on the outer side of the ground now. Running through was Gadir. He's been okay in this first term. Kicks it up towards, half forward. Scalzo, another player. New names that we like calling here for the Bulls. They've got players running on. Galante, he's come on, presented up forward. The options missed. It goes inside 50 towards Allen. He's going to get a downfield free kick here, Allen. So about 40 metres out from goal. So I'll push after the kick.
Yep.
Finds it in the arms of, Shane Allen, who is a very handy footballer. He doesn't really fancy himself from this far out. It was probably just beyond his range, so he switches it to Mitchum. Takes it. He's just inside the square, Mitchum. He's got leads on. Who's going to come up here? The Zeg over the back of the pack. He had one bite. It came down, but they've got players at the fall. The ball kick around the body. Only through for one behind, though, but they're peppering the Noble Park side. 3-3-21 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. It's an 11-point ball game at the 27-minute mark. East Burwood, 5-2-32.
Quick kick came from Cohen Howe there. Looked quite rushed. Didn't quite look like he had enough time, but went through for minor score.
Dyson Baker, unfortunately unwell this afternoon, has left us here in the broadcast position. Stepping up to the plate is Jeff Manalitza. So welcome to the team, Jeff.
Thanks, BWS.
So Robbie Campbell took the mark from the kick out. takes the mark on half-back flank, looks for his partner in crime in Middleton, just over his head though. Noble Park have the numbers at the back. Kelly copped a high tackle, and he'll receive a free kick at half-back. Not a lot of options short though. East Burwood certainly guarding space at the moment. Nice little bit of dance-style work from Godier. Goes in towards Galante. Now he's got a couple of free plays on the wing. That was a dangerous hand pass, but might work out okay. Orwin is in front, couldn't quite take the mark. Nicely done by O'Malley at the back. Forces the ball out of bounds. Gee, the effects work from the Loft Productions working very, very nicely here on EFL Game Day. We'll see a boundary throw in true centre wing position. And the East Burwood Football Club up by 11 points here at Pat Wright Senior Oval.
It's hanging right over that new social club as they're not up here behind us this afternoon as East Burwood through O'Malley, tried to scramble a kick. It was smothered off the boot, but that's going to work out okay. They kick it up towards half forward. Man in front and copping one too was Fiore. Wants to switch the play. That's okay. Middleton was all alone at centre half forward. Wants to play on quickly. Just popped it over the top looking for the Cripps direction. The kick went too far. It was pretty scrappy in the end, and now Noble Park are going to clear, and they've got Kemperman and Monaghan out there. They can raffle it between the two. It's Monaghan to get there first. Wants to break a tackle. Copped a high one, then handballed it over the top to McConnell. They're moving it really well now. The ball's inside 50. The Allen leads on. Can he take it one bite? Who's at the front of the play? Manhan handball over the top. They're still streaming in the Noble Park side. Kick to the top of the square. Who's there? Can Wilkinson get boot to ball? It's going to beat him, the boundary line. Oh, he nearly even kept it in there. That was pretty clever, but, well, pretty exciting stuff.
It looks like he should have taken that. He almost hesitated as he's about to go for that mark. He almost hesitated.
So the umpire to bring it in. Man and Campbell. Campbell got the knockdown. Luck's a fortune for East Burwood because the ball was very deep in the Noble Park forward line, and a quarter time in the match of the day, Division 1. Out at the ball ring, Noble Park are 3 goals, 3-21. They are trailing the away side today, which is East Burwood 5-2-32. Plenty of great games happening around the East. We'll have all the scores with Jeff Manalitza right after this break on EFL Game Day.
The next meeting of the Eastern Rangers retirees will be held at 9:30am Thursday the 26th of May at the Ringwood Federation Estate, 32 Greenwood Avenue, Ringwood. The guest speaker will be Russ Connors and his subject will be Papua New Guinea. A close neighbour, yes, but do we know much about the life there nowadays? Go along and find out. You'll be made most welcome, and after a nice cuppa and bicky or two, you'll make new friends. Prior to morning tea, you'll hear about the many and varied group activities the group run. There is a small charge to pay for morning tea and coffee. After the meeting, members, if they wish, usually join together for lunch at the Ringwood RSL. Visitors are always welcome. For further information, please contact 98122422. That number again is 98122422.
In footy, the best players always get tagged. In Melbourne, the best and cheapest way to get around the tollways is to get your car tagged. That's because a Breeze account works on Eastlink and it works on CityLink too. A tag's also the cheapest way to use Eastlink and CityLink. So open your Breeze account online at eastlink.com.au and start winning as a tagger today. Speaking of winning, my team's a sure thing for 4 points today and maybe the premiership. Come on up, that was in the back. Eastlink, it's time better spent. Look at the footy.
Program sponsor.
Radio Eastern 98.1. Need windows urgently, but your budget is too tight? Then head on down to T&B Window Warehouse in Bayswater. T&B are having a one-off sale not to be missed, with thousands of surplus windows for sale. The sale will happen on Saturday, June the 2nd, starting at 9am. So head on down to T&B Window Warehouse, 120 to 124 Bayfield Road, East Bayswater North. T&B Window Warehouse, part of the EAL and AW Window Transport Group, your number one in window transport. Radio Eastern 98.1, Peter MacArthur with you, and let's have another message. What do you do when you have a medical emergency? Public emergency departments do a great job, but are always busy and often have long waiting times. Private hospitals charge you $280 and more for additional services. But at Ikira Urgent Care, there's no waiting. and you'll only pay a maximum of $150 out of pocket, which includes other diagnostic services you may need. So which option should you choose? Ikira Urgent Care, Australia's first walk-in medical and emergency clinic. Walk in at 157 Scoresby Road in Boronia. 157 Scoresby Road, Boronia, or call them on this number, 9839 3333. 9839 3333. Ikira Urgent Care, your health.
A performance from their team. At Ferntree Gully Holden, you'll find the latest high-performance vehicles in the HSV range, and the team will give you the best possible deal. So if you're looking for a high-performance HSV, other than Ferntree Gully Holden, Burwood Highway, Ferntree Gully, for a great deal, or visit www.ftgmotor.com.au. Ferntree Gully Holden, your community dealer. LMCT 443, a proud supporter of the Eastern Football League and Radio Eastern.
EFL Saturday game day continues. Let's head back and go local for your footy.
Welcome back to the Bullring. It is EFL Game Day right here on 98.1 Radio Eastern. We've got a fantastic game here at the Bullring. 5-2-32 East Burwood, Noble Park 3-3-21. But there's some fantastic games around the grounds at the moment. Thanks to Jeff Manolitza. Bring us up to date with some of those scores.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. Division 1, we've got Scoresby 8 points ahead, 4-3-27 to 3-1-19 Lilydale. South Croydon 1-2-9, 6 points behind Balwyn, 2-3-15. Croydon are up by 4 points, 2-1-13 to Knox, 1-3-9. Norwood and East Ringwood. Norwood by 12, 3-6-24 to East Ringwood, 2 straight 12. Noble Park, well, obviously we're here, and so Noble Park are down by 11 points at quarter time. Blackburn and Vermont. Vermont ahead by 8 points, 2-3-15 to Blackburn, 1-1-7. In Division 2, we've got Montrose continuing on with their great form, 2-4-16, leading by 8 points over Donvale, 1-2-8. Waverley Blues, 4-4-28 to Mulgrave, 2-4-16. Roval, 3-5-23, 8 scoring shots to the 2. Doncaster East, 1-1-7. Upper Ferntree Gully, 4-3-27 to Bayswater, 3-2-20, 7 points up. Division 3, Warrandyte, 4-1-25, 4 points up on Ringwood, 3-3-21. Mitcham, 1-8-14.
Wow.
Inaccurate there against Coldstream, 4-1-25, so 11-point lead to Coldstream. Wanturna South and Boronia. Wanturna South, 5-3-33 to Boronia, 3-1-19. Churnside Park, they're losing at the moment, 2-3-15. Heathmont, 4-3-27. North Ringwood, 6-2-38. Great first quarter, 31 points up on Templestowe, 1-1-7. And Division 4, we've got Surrey Park. They're just losing by 2 points at the moment, 1-3-9 to Kilsyth, 1-5-11. Forest Hill, 1-3-9 to Eastern Lions, 6-6-42. Great start there by the Eastern Lions. Sylvan are up by 8 points over Park Orchards, 4-2-26 to 2-6-18. And Nuttawading versus Ferntree Gully Eagles. Nuttawading 4-4-28, up by 11 points. Eagles 2-5-17.
Great work, Jeff Manolitza and Annie doing the scores right for us here on EFL Game Day before the final.
We put Annie under pressure this afternoon, haven't we?
She's doing a nice job there on EFL Game Day. Let's quickly head boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care. Dan and Braden, what do the coaches have to say at quarter time?
Thank you very much, Ben Waterworth. Yeah, Greg Fremantle was very positive about East Burwood's start. He said they've got Noble Park more worried about what they're doing than what East Burwood are doing. He also made an emphasis of trying to suffocate Noble Park, kick to a man, close down their zone, and they're also frustrated that they cannot play their own game. Play smart, don't buy into the biffo.
We'll cross down to Braden very shortly as the ball's back in the middle. It was Campbell that got a slight knockdown, then recovered and got the handball out. Can East Burwood charge through, trying to get a foot off the ground? That time was Cleve. It was a fresh air shot in the end. Diving over the ball and receiving a free kick is Tyson Mitcham. Been impressed with him earlier. They've given away a free kick too. That's against Anthony Mariani, 25-metre penalty, so it'll bring him within range, Jeff Manolitza, and could be a quick start for the Noble Park. Well, no, it won't be, because Kemperman comes on, and why wouldn't you give it to Kemperman as he bursts away on that big left foot kick, but he pushes it away to the left-hand side. So minor score, but it's only taken 30 seconds for Noble Park to actually get that score on the board, and they move to 3-4-22. It's a 10-point ball game on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. East Burwood 5-2-32 has crossed down boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care to Braden Ingram.
Thanks, boys. Noble Park coach Mike Fogarty was pretty reserved at quarter time, actually, after his side was down by 10 points and was struggled early in the first quarter. Was happy with the fact that they'd won the centre clearances clearly and the centre breaks, and just wanted them to be lay some tackles in close and close down the space on East Burwood.
Thank you very much to Braden. Thanks to Akira Urgent Care. We've had a kick in that's gone over the line, so there'll be a bounce at the top of the square. So the ball was recalled. So now 10 metres out from the Noble Park goals. Can they manufacture something? Campbell got the knockdown. There's plenty of players around this pill. You'd expect a restart. It'll happen now. So still only about 12 metres out from goal. Noble Park got the first point. They're looking for the first goal. Only gone a minute and a half. Umpire bounces it now. Man over the top. Ball paddles towards the boundary line. Alwyn's there. He's first to get it. Gives a handball back. They squeeze a kick on, but it's gone through for one behind. Touched off the boot. So Noble Park 2 points in a couple of minutes. They've started off really well. Let's cross back down boundary side to Daniel Sensick, thanks to Akira Urgent Care.
Thanks very much, BWS. Yeah, Greg Fremantle also made light of the interchanges, that they're doing them very rapidly to wear Noble Park down and run them off their feet.
Thank you very much, Dan. Thanks for liking your work today. Thanks to Akira Urgent Care. Kick out from East Burwood, looking for Campbell over the top. Man couldn't quite take it, but Allman was there. Got a little hand pass off to McConnell, who was immediately taken. No one able to quite take clean possession. East Burwood's pressure again coming through. Oh, clever little toe poke, Matthew Scarlett style from Luke Mann. Wasn't able to quite get it to a teammate though. Now East Burwood able to work it around through on the centre wing here. Carroll, hand pass inboard to absolutely no one. Straight to Sam Monahan. He goes inboard to Kelly. They try to get a kick inside 50 here, but they can't to manufacture one. Now Cohen Howe chips short. Allen takes the mark, but he's still a fair way out from goal. He's 60 metres out from goal. I don't think he can get the distance. He's got a couple of players on short. That's a very smart kick, and the mark has been taken by Wilkinson on the outer side. And Jeff Menelitza, a fantastic opportunity here for Noble Park.
Yeah, exactly right. It looked like he was just on his range there. Found the player right in the centre of the ground in a short little chip.
Allen receives it from Wilkinson. Wasn't able to quite kick the ball accurately. The distance was there, not the accuracy, and it goes through for a minor score. Noble Park wasting opportunities here. They go on to 3-6-24 to East Burwood, 5-2-32. 3 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
What I like about it though now is that they're moving on with the ball. They're not wasting any time, Noble Park. Will fall the right way as Ben Waterworth turns me back on. Kerr takes a mark for East Burwood in the middle of the crowd. Kicks up towards the half-forward line. Jai Middleton's got the front spot, fisted nicely over the back by Brown. That was good defensive play. Georgie Angelopoulos is the first one to meet it, paddles it to his advantage. He's clever at ground level, received a good shepherd too. So Angelopoulos is away, kicks it inside 50. It might be towards Ziggy Elwyn. Couldn't quite meet the ball. It'll be East Burwood to clear. There's plenty of balls around this pack. They might have given away a high free. They have, so bit of a let off there for the Rams. They go backwards to Kilduff. He's in the square. They've got players on the other side of the ground. He's got the short option on this time. Cripps had to be clever. Met the ball now. Handballs over the top to Miles. Went backwards to go forwards. They're putting their teammates under a lot of pressure here. The Rams as a kick up towards half forward. Front spot for Stewie Cleve. Comes out. The big man nearly could have got one over the shoulder. He did. Kemperman's going to be advantage paid, and a short pass is on. And a mark taken by Mann about 55 metres out from goal. And Jeff Manelitza, he fancies himself here, the big man. He's a beautiful kick of the footy.
And so he should. It's some really good signs here for Noble Park as well. They're winning all the contested ball and all the stoppages as well at the moment. Great signs for them.
So Mann, he's kicked a goal this afternoon already in the first term. Comes in for number 2 now, crosses a 50. Look at that kick off the boot. Goal umpire doesn't move, straight as a die. And Noble Park have got their 4th on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. They move to 4 goals, 6:30. East Burwood, Grant Campbell.
East Burwood still 5-2-32.
Unbelievable.
Let's go boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care, Braden and Dan.
Yeah, boys, the weather's actually cleared up down here. We had a bit of sprinkling rain halfway through the first quarter, but at the moment we've actually got a bit of blue sky, so hopefully it holds up and we can have a pretty clear game for the rest of it.
Hopefully it holds out for you gentlemen down on the bound, doing fantastic work thanks to Akira Urgent Care. Australia's first walk-in emergency clinic, doing fantastic work. Great to have them on board with the Eastern Football League in 2012. Campbell did well, but gave the hand pass straight to Tyson Mitchum. Kick inside 50. Allen used his body well, wasn't able to quite take the mark. O'Malley tries to paddle it towards the boundary, and he did a good job there, and we'll see a boundary throw in, Jeff.
Yeah, real threatening signs here for the Rams, because it seems like every centre clearance and the whole play in this quarter has been in the forward half so far for the Bulls.
Bulls doing it nicely, just with the advantage at the moment. They're coming on the scoreboard, only 2 points behind on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 5.5 minutes gone here in the second term. Boundary throw in, Mann and Campbell. Give that one to Campbell, got the tap down. Jessup tried to pick the ball up. Stewie Kemperman, who's starting to get involved a little bit in this second term as well as in there. Now Godia gets a little hand pass over the top. Kemperman again, almost got a push in the back. No free kick, said the umpire. And umpire now says, crosses himself.
He played for that, Georgie.
He did. He did a good job, little Georgie Angelopoulos. And we'll see a ball up. We're about 30 metres out from goal. Left forward pocket for Noble Park. Needs some reward for effort here to the Bulls. Campbell got the tap down. Carroll got a little hand pass over the top. Godia wasn't able to quite take the ball cleanly. Kemperman's again in there. Gee, it's a bit of a scrap, but East Burwood come up trumps in the end and are able to work it out through Marcus Carroll. Now Matt Mariani's got a lot of space forward. Middleton, it was a poor kick from Mariani. Now makes the big man go and do some work. Brown had some support from Cleve, was able to pick it up. Anthony Mariani put some pressure on, but it's still Noble Park's numbers. Cleve did a bit of dancing. A dangerous hand pass in the middle, but they're away now over the Bulls. Picked up by Wilkinson, chips it over the top. No one able to quite take clean possession. Hand pass over the top from McConnell was messy. Back to Wilkinson, working in a bit of a telephone box at the moment. Nice little fend off there from McConnell. Dangerous kick though. If this comes off, it might be an opportunity for East Burwood. Well done by the Bulls. Monahan's away off half back.
So the kick went into the middle of the ground, but East Burwood would chop it off once again. They've got runners through the middle of the ground. The umpire said no, bring it back. So a little bit of a let off. Matty Jessup, who was running away with it. So May, he has it centre square. Just slowed everything up. It was a high-tempo football. Great calling by Ben Waterworth as May kicks it inside 50. Monahan's got the front spot. Fisted over the back. That was okay. So Noble Park clear this time through Skelzo. Give a little handball over the top. Monahan's running out wide. No, that was Kelly. Kicks it up towards the Elwyn direction. Gets down low and wants to play on with it too. Good play here by the Bulls as they stream across the middle of the ground. This is Pearce, takes off, kicks it inside 50. Allen's all by himself. It was just a turn of speed in that first 10 metres is fantastic by Shane Allen, and he found the space and takes a mark about 40 metres out from goal, Jeff.
Yeah, just the last couple of minutes, just been watching Cleve. He's just been hanging back, just waiting for the play to come to him. He's run from one end of the ground to the other. Fantastic play. And then out on the wing as well, just to take it out wide and then not scared to go into the centre as well and set up a shot on goal.
So Shane Allen from 45 metres out, kicks through the ball. It's a nice kick too, but it went to the right-hand side. So only a minor score. So East Burwood still hold a very slender lead. No, in fact, no. Yes, it's 1 point the difference here out at the bull ring.
Hey,
it's
fellas,
5-2-32.
It might be Ben's bag. There is a bag here at the studio.
And
looks
Noble
like a
Park
footy
4-7-31, so it's a 1 point ball
is
game.
looking for it.
Yep, thanks Peter MacArthur. I do know I left my bag up there, got my water bottle and records and everything, so looking forward to picking that up after the game. Here's an opportunity for May. Gets a hand pass in, board to Henshaw, releases McDonald, but he was immediately tackled by Cleve. Doesn't matter. Henshaw over the top. Matthew Mariani, immediately met by Pierce. That's a harsh decision by the umpire. I thought he was tackled legally there, was Matt Mariani, but the umpire said he got a high tackle. Interesting call. Matthew Pearce was quite unlucky there, but doesn't matter for Matt Mariani. He's 45 metres out, slide angle. Big opportunity here for the Rams to kick a goal against the flow. This will extend the lead, give him a little bit of breathing space to 7 points.
And he's got 25 for mouthing off. That is not good enough either. That is unforgivable stuff. He's been dragged too. I can't quite see who it is.
I think it's
coming
Wilkinson.
Off. He's been dragged. So mouthing off of the umpire has just given him an absolute soda now.
So, yep, pretty much a soda. He's 20 metres out directly in front Matt Mariani. He's got an opportunity.
Wasn't a generous 25.
No, it wasn't. But I don't think it shouldn't matter too much because he's directly in front. 20 metres out. Matty Mariani makes the goal umpire work. He's missed it. No. Gee, that is a let-off and a half for East Burwood. East Burwood going to 5-3-33. Noble Park 4-7-31. 10 minutes gone to the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Dan Senchik, thanks to Akira Urgent Care.
Thank you very much, Ben Waterworth. The Noble Park crowd getting very parochial down here as they were Bronx cheering as he just missed the goal.
Thank you very much to Dan Sensick. Thanks to Akira Urgent Care. So Mariani won't be happy with himself with that one. Just probably didn't kick through it enough. Kelly's going to kick in for the Bulls. Been told to move on with it. Short passes on, finds Kemperman, who's usually the kicker-innerer. No, it's not Kemperman. It's Gadir.
Oh, great
smother off the boot. So the ball's only in the forward pocket now for East Burwood. So after the first 8 or so minutes was owned by Noble Park, they got right back in this game. The last minute or so, it's been in the East Burwood forward line. They've manufactured it behind. What else can they do? It's Cleve versus Campbell. Cleve got that handball out. It's going to be a shot on goal by Mariani. If he can scoop through. Well done, Fiore. Bangs it on his boot and kicks a goal. So just what the doctor ordered for East Burwood. They kicked their 6th goal. And a little bit of breathing space too, Jeff Manalitza. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, they move to 6 goals, 3-39. It's an 8-point ball game out here at the Bullring. Noble Park 4-7-31.
As Ben said before, against the play there, very important play by East Burwood there. The Rams just finding a goal when there was none really there. It was just a contested ball, which they haven't been winning all day, I've got to say, but very important goal for East Burwood.
Texting your scores today on 0410 495 582. We got a text in from Cheon Park from Quando. Borwin leading 29-15 in the second term as we go to Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap.
Hit outs this quarter 6-1 in favour of East Burwood. It seems when Campbell's in the ruck, he's winning about 90% of them. When he's not in the ruck, Noble Parker is slightly on top.
He's a damn good player, Robbie Campbell, and he's showing that in the ruck at the moment. Ball comes out here for the Noble Park. Monahan had a bit of space, looks for Orwin. Chipping in front, though, was Georgie Angelopoulos. Was a risky kick, but Georgie read it well, and the little man of Greek heritage can go back 45 metres out directly in front and look to get the quick reply for the Bulls. It's an important clearance by Monahan. He normally plays off half-back, but just snuck into the centre square there, and he's always been a good ball user. Named in the SEN Division 1 Team of the Year last year, and that's exactly Rosie White. Exactly. So Angelopoulos now, 40 metres out directly in front, looks a little left off the boot, and that stays left. And it's another minor score for the Noble Park Football Club. 4-8-32 to East Burwood, 6-3-39. 7 points the margin, 12 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard here in the second term at Pat Wright Senior Oval.
So it'll be Holland to bring it back in. As expected, a close game today. So far in the piece, although we did jinx it last week when Peter Baird said we always get a close mark. Justin Summons comes over the top, takes a good grab. Centre-half back position for the Rams now. They look to be going the members' side. The kick's going to go up towards the Anthony Mariani position over the back ribbon. Tried to get the front spot. They've got the runners now. Matt Mariani gave the handball away. Kick inside 50 and a good shoot too. Robbie Campbell comes out and takes a mark in the pocket. He doesn't fancy himself. He's going to kick to the top of the square. What a great pass that was. Cosgrove dropped what he probably should have taken and then gave away a free kick to Stewie Kemperman at the last line of defence. So a little bit of a let-off there for the Bulls as Galante this time switches it for Noble Park. Tried to find Jacatine. He was up to the challenge. Handball over the top to McConnell. They're stuffing around with it a little bit here, the Bulls, but man comes charging in, the big fella. He did well to get down that low, but he ran himself over the boundary line. Out of side here at the Bull Ring. It's a 7-point ball game. East Burwood lead it. They've led from start to finish, I think, Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So the umpire brings it in. Man knocked it down. They're looking to go forward here. Monahan bangs it on the boot, kicks it towards the Allen direction. It's a 2-on-1 situation. He waited at the back of the pack and then just banged it on his boot. He had so much more time and hit the pine. So a minor score as a result, and we keep talking about let-offs, but each side are having their chances here in this second term, Jeff Manalitza. And at the 14-minute mark of the second term, it's a 6-point ball game, East Burwood's favour.
Yeah, you're right. 13 scoring shots to 9 at the moment, Noble Park up, and the spread from that contest was fantastic for Noble Park as well.
Love watching Shane Allen play. He's such a smart player. Luke Mann gave away a free kick. He did take the mark, but I think the umpire gave a free kick for hands in the back. So the free kick will go to Justin Summons, who's been doing a little bit of rucking, which is strange when you've got Jai Middleton and Robbie Campbell at your disposal. Doesn't matter, though, because his kick has found Sam Kilduff. Swings on the left foot, up towards half forward. Sitting in the hole, though, is Tim Kelly. Goes up uncontested and takes the mark for Noble Park. And they've got numbers here on the spread. Opportunity for Jacatine. Out wide, 2-on-1 against Alwyn here. Well done, though, for East Burwood. Cripps brought it to ground. No one able to quite take clean possession. Alwyn did well. Beat 3. Gave to Dustin Martin. Don't argue. Then went in board to Galante. Takes the juggling mark. Plays on immediately. Mitchum now. Ran into an Anthony Mariani tackle. And well done by Mariani. Earns himself the free kick. And we'll see the free kick here for East Burwood. He's got Carroll, 3-on-1. Can he muster something here, Marcus Carroll? Brought the ball towards the boundary line, but well done, the numbers win out. Great follow-up effort from Marcus Carroll. Brings it inboard, and they're away if they can get clean position here through Jason Kennedy. Tries to shrug off a couple of tackles. It's all in tight. Anthony Mariani came through. Angelopoulos working with the boundary. Sees it over the boundary line and out of bounds. We will see a boundary throw in. True centre wing position, broadcast side on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. East Burwood 6-3-39, Noble Park 4-9-33, 15 minutes gone.
Oh, it's all heading up here at the Bull Ring. There's still plenty of time to get down here as Man goes up, got the knockdown. That was good. Jacatine banged it on his boot, kicked it up towards half forward line. Alwyn's in the front spot, fisted away. That was okay. McPhee for East Burwood fumbled over himself, but his recovery was okay. They've still got numbers across the half forward line. Skaslow leaves it for Allen, wants to swing around on the left. That was a clever kick to Kemperman. Stewie Kemperman takes a mark about 45 metres out. He's drifted down, and you know he's a big kick, and he'll have a shot from goal from about 45 metres out, Jeff.
Yeah, vital kick here as well. They're 6 points down at the moment. They've been inaccurate this quarter. They really need to get a goal here just to level the scores and to give them a bit of confidence in front of goal as well.
Normally a beautiful kick. Stuart Kemperman comes in now, just crosses the 50, bangs it on the boot. He's given the umpire a fair bit of work to do. He's pushed it to the right-hand side, so they get within 5 points, Noble Park. They move to 4-10-34, East Burwood 6-3-39. We've gone 16 and a half minutes here in the second term on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats.
Set shots really hurting Noble Park. East Burwood have kicked 5-2 from set shots. Noble Park only 3-5.
So East Burwood to bring it in. Go towards the broadcast side. Good mark standing up is Sam Kilduff. He really has impressed. Spider was right about him. And a beautiful delivery as well to Matt Mariani in the middle. They've got some space ahead, but he's calling for people to come at him, but no one came at him. In the end, gives the hand pass off to the run of Henshaw. Kicks out wide now. And the mark's being taken by Morgan. Little chip over the top was okay to Eric McPhee. He's got a player on in the middle. Switches the play to Tommy Miles, good friend here on the EFL Media Team. He calls for a lead. Now Carroll in position A, ball came to ground. Wonderful crumb by Anthony Mariani. Ran straight into 3 Noble Park players.
Oh, he should have been pinged then.
He took some players on.
He took them on.
He took 3 on.
Yeah.
And Noble Park brought him to ground. The umpire said, my ball. I want a bit of me time in the forward 50. And the umpire will call for a ball up 30 metres out from goal. Tucked up against the boundary. Campbell brought the ball to ground. Mariani then lands his own tackle. Tyson Mitchum tries to barge his way through to Noel Vale. Still a 5-point ball game at the ball ring. Noble Park 4-10-34, East Burwood 6-3-39. Cleve and Campbell. Campbell got the tap down. Kemperman came through of the Stewart variety, and they're away off half back now. Kick towards Orwin, but he's always got 2 East Burwood defenders on him. It looks like that's a ploy from Greg Fremantle. Looks like Kilduff and Craig O'Malley are always on Orwin, and we'll see a ball up right in front of us here in the broadcast position. Noble Park by trailing by 5 points.
That is a fantastic hairstyle by Ziggy
It's a
Orwin.
sensation.
Umpire brings it in now. Man coming charging through was Carroll. Couldn't quite handle it. Squeezing a kick out is Summons. It was half smothered. Getting down low was keen for Noble Park. Desperation stuff. East Burwood trying to still charge through. Summons again. Stewie Kemperman's in. Handball over the top. Can East Burwood squeeze it out? They've got it to Carroll now. He's dropped the ball. You've got to pay that. The umpire's run 20 metres back the other way. Got to get in there and see these decisions are still a live footy. He's going to come in and bounce it now. So right in front of us here in the broadcast position, it's only 5 points the difference. East Burwood's end.
And we see Cleve coming off with a bit of blood on the face as well, so he won't be in this ruck contest.
So boundary throw in. Going up as the third man there was Cripps. Front the ball forward. Matty Mariani pounced on it. He's got a player over the top. Gribben into the open goal. Important goal for East Burwood. Dan Gribben puts through his first. East Burwood again get a little bit of breathing space. 7-3-45 to Noble Park 4-10-34. East Burwood, they've been peppering the goals for the past couple of minutes. Finally get some reward for effort. And a fantastic result for the Rams. 11 points up on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Grant Campbell, be smart, choose tap water, some stats that matter. Thank you very much.
Well, the hit-outs are now 11-3 for the quarter in favour of East Burwood. The inside 50s evening up a bit. Noble Park had the first 5 of the quarter. Now they lead that 10-7.
So the ball's back in the middle of the ground. Umpire throws it up now. Summons versus man. No one got a clear tap out. It's going to go the way of East Burwood. You would think this time. Was that paid a throw?
Play on.
No, the umpire's played advantage. East Burwood charged the ball forward. Who's going to be in the front spot? Gribben was there. So too was Campbell. The big fella can't get down. Who's going to be there? Tom Miles gets it back to Campbell. They're going backwards to go forward. The shot on goal is kicked across the face. And only a minor score. So pretty exciting stuff from the East Burwood Rams as we cross the 20-minute mark. They've stretched their lead to 12 points.
Should have really looked inboard there. Matty Mariani by himself in the centre of the ground too.
So Noble Park through Kemperman. They're going pretty straight. Galante takes the mark in the middle of the ground. Feeds the handball off down to Pearce. Goes wider towards the Owen direction. He had the front spot. Fisted over the back there by Mark Holland. That was good play. Now Ziggy gets down. He may have given away a free kick. He has. Dropped the knees. So it'll be a free kick to Mark Holland. He won't waste any time because East Burwood have got the spread across the half-back line. This man, Sam Kilduff, really impressed us in the first half, as said by Ben Waterworth just recently. Gets it across to Jessup. Takes a mark now. They've got players out wide. And a smart option too, Jason Kennedy on the second bite. Was in trouble if he didn't take it. Kicks it up towards the half-forward position. Gribben's had the front spot, put his body on the line, fisted over the back by the Noble Park defence, over the boundary line and out of bounds right in front of the social club here at ground level. Really good game here, 12 points the difference. We've crossed the 21-minute mark. Time on period, who can get the important goals? Knocked down. Noble Park clearance up towards the half-forward line. Free kick's going to be paid again here, and it's going to go to Scalzo. Doesn't waste any time, goes towards the Elwyn direction, made him work really hard for it, Ziggy. He's trying to keep the ball in, he did well to keep it in. Gave a bit of a so-so handball over the top. Scalzo runs in on the left boot. That's a clever kick just to bring it back that much. He's pushed it, though, to the left-hand side. It went over the line for a behind, so they're edging closer. It's only 11 points now. Noble Park 4-11-35. East Burwood 7-4-46, a straighter kicking side at the 21.5-minute mark of this second term as we cross down boundary side thanks to Akira Urgent Care.
Thanks, boys. Cleve for Noble Park is about to come back on from that blood rule.
Thank you very much to Braden Ingram doing some fine work on the boundary thanks to Akira Urgent Care. Tom Miles took the mark on true centre wing, put up a lollipop kick in the end, really did not do Kennedy any favours. Thumped away from him by Howe, and no Noble Park have the numbers in the middle if they can find a tugger. Courageous effort. Fantastic mark in the end, in the middle by Craig O'Malley for East Burwood, and they might be rewarded. They got some numbers on the outer side. Kilduff again, that man, getting plenty of the footy. Off to O'Reilly. Swings onto the right foot. Dangerous kick, though, and thumping it over the line with ease in the end was Ben Keane. We'll see a boundary throw in right in front of the Social Club here at Noble Park with the Bulls down by 11 points.
Richmond lead Hawthorn at the MCG at half-time by 23 points.
Tigers up and about. Get around that one as the boundary throw-in occurs. Carroll tries to go in and get some hard ball. Umpires put out a free kick for a hold, and it's going to go the way of East Burwood, going the way of Carroll, who worked hard to get that ball. He's got numbers inside 50. Look at the big chest. Robbie Campbell come out. Campbell over the top. Couldn't quite take the mark. But he goes up and gets his secondary effort. Goes
well
again.
Done.
A third effort. Gets a little hand pass out. The kick towards the top of the goal square. Gribben in position A. Dumped away from him. Where are the Crummers? Where's Anthony Mariani? Nowhere to be seen. Robertson got a hand pass off. Dangerous kick over the head of Galante. Now here's Carroll. Good on both sides. Short chipping left foot kick over the top. Almost a free kick should have gone against Tui Kempen. It didn't happen in the end. And Brown takes away for Noble Park.
Brown got it to Galante, and now they're moving through the middle of the ground. Noble Park, they had the players running. Stuart Kemperman now winds up on that left foot kick and kicks it towards the Allen direction. He comes out, it gets down low and takes a mark. He wastes no time. Look at this for end-to-end footy. Allen shoots the goal and puts through an absolute ripper. That is a goal of the day by the Noble Park side. I've almost run out of breath on the Benji Go Back scoreboard. That's their fifth. What exciting play, Jeff Manalitza. They've got to now back to within that goal, and an important goal in time on two.
Yeah, fantastic play there by Noble Park. Not scared to go straight down the centre, and Allen, what a fantastic goal as well. Just swung around and beautiful kick for a goal.
You get the best coverage here on EFL Game Day. Ben Warren Smith, magnificent work. Just really smart play again from Shane Allen. He is playing a magnificent game. He's one out in the forward line at the moment, and he's using his smarts, using his body really, really well. Ball up back in the middle. Cleve back on the ground now after that blood roll. Touch towards the advantage of Stewie Kempman, who's really lifted in this second term. Bit of feigning there from Matthew Pearce. Gets a little kick out towards the outer side. No one able to quite take clean possession. Georgie Angelopoulos and Eric McPhee see the ball over the boundary line and out of bounds. It's a 5-point ball game here at the Bullwing. East Burwood 7-4-46, Noble Park 5-11-41. Almost 24 and a half minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Boundary throw in, 70 metres out from East Burwood's goal. Cleve interfered with, and the umpire saw that as well, so he'll get a free kick. Umpire pays advantage. Kempman again. Here he is again. Oh. Shane Allen takes the mark on the lead. There's that lead up that Mick Fogarty wrote in that whiteboard right behind us, and we'll see a kick here for Shane Allen on the right side for a left footer, 30 metres out. Important kick. This will give the Bulls the lead for the first time today.
He's proving a headache.
Allen comes in now. Deliberate goal umpire moves a little to the left, and it stays to the left, as well, to the right, I should say. And another minus score for the Bulls. They're 12th. Noble Park 5-12-42. Trailing East Burwood 7-4-46, 25 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Gold Coast lead Port Adelaide by 3 points at half-time as the ball's kicked in towards the Kerr direction for East Burwood. They've got front and centre position as the ball's banged up towards half-forward. Gribbons in the back spot, so too is Campbell. Kemperman over the back now is clever enough to read it well. Trapped it, kicked towards the wing position. Miles is underneath it. He's taken a rip mark. He wants to get on with it as well. He does. Kick inside 50 now is a sloppy one in towards the direction of Cosgrove. Couldn't take a mark because Jackatine was there. He doesn't waste any time. Snaps it around the body. Found Monaghan who trapped it well. They're working okay through the middle of the ground here because McConnell's got it for the Bulls. Bangs it inside 50. Finding himself in the right spot is Luke Coody, who's taken the number of the famous Peter O'Brien this season, and he'll be having a shot from goal from the forward pocket, looking to give the Bulls the lead for the first time in this match at the 26-minute mark as we go to Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tab.
This is Noble Park's 7th mark inside 50 from their set shot, so they've only kicked 1 goal 5 this quarter.
So a big kick. So we only got a couple of minutes left here in this second term. Eastfield have led for the whole game so far. It'll be Coody. We've seen players kicking from this position already today. Comes in from about 30 metres out. He's taking his time. The concentration is fantastic. And he kicks it straight through the middle and the Bulls have the lead. And look at the boys go to him now. And in the last 5 minutes, Jeff Manalitza, Noble Park have really stepped up the tempo a little bit. They've finally hit the lead here on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Yeah, and what I liked in that setup as well was Noble Park on the half-back flank here had a choice whether to go out wide or back into the centre, but they chose to go straight down the centre, which gave them options when going forward. They could go straight down the centre or either wing, set up the goal.
Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Matt Stats. I'd like to know the inside 50s as Noble Park have had 18 scoring shots to 11.
The inside 50s for the match, it's actually still East Burwood in front, 26 to 25.
Noble Park certainly hitting the scoreboard, but they hit the lead for the first time on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 2 points is the margin into the dying stages here of the first half. Got a great game on our hands, certainly a seesawing battle. One team is dominating for 2 minutes and the other team dominates for 2 minutes. The epitome of a seesawing encounter as Cripps gets the kick out. Gribben in position A, thumped away from him. Umpire almost paid a free kick. Kelly, cool and calm in the situation. And a beautiful kick out wide to Wilkinson, who marks on halfback. He's got Stewie Kepperman by himself in the middle, ignores that, goes further afield. Kick is okay. Angelopoulos takes the mark, presenting up. Takes the mark, half-back flank. He'd probably like to be a little bit closer to goal. Certainly George would. Doesn't like being on a half-back too much, does Georgie. Kicks a little kick over the top. It's okay as well. Stewie Kemperman again getting a mountain of footy in this quarter. Kick up towards Mann, just held up in the wind a little bit.
Well done.
Mann did well to keep the ball in play. Paddles it to Pearce, who's also been reasonably impressive for the Bulls. He can't keep it in. And we're going to see a boundary throw in on that outer side. 75 to 80 metres around from the Noble Park goal. Winning by 2. At the moment, 28 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Cleve got the tap down. Kemperman again gets a hand pass over the top towards Jackatine. Monaghan to Orwin from the impossible angle. Ziggy Orwin off to the right-hand side. Another minor score for the Bulls. They're 13th. Noble Park 6-13-49. East Burwood 7-4-46. Almost 28 and a half minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Half-time score out at Cheon Park this afternoon. Ball winner 42, South Croydon a 33. So a pretty close game between those two sides. Proving a hard side to beat at home, the Doggies this season, thanks to Quando sending in the text on 0410 495 582. East Burwood have had the kick in. The mark's been taken by Summons out on the half-back flank. Kicks it now towards, well, the Summons direction because it wasn't him that clearly kicked it as the ball comes down to Noble Park. They're going to clear it now. The man who kicked that last goal, Coody, over the top, wants to find Alwyn. He's got Jackatine running. The handball was half smothered, but he had running support. Kick inside 50 now. Man's going to be there. No, he was the player behind it. East Burwood are going to clear. This is okay. Good tackle there by O'Malley. Keeping the ball alive for East Burwood. And Noble Park screaming for a free kick. I'm not too sure why. They coughed it up deep in the forward line, well, across the half-forward line anyway. So we'll have a bounce right on the half-time siren out here at Noble Park at the Bull Ring, and it's proving to be a terrific game in what is the Division 1 match of the day, the EFL's match of the day right here on 98.1 Radio Eastern, and Noble Park lead at 6 goals 13-49 at half-time. East Burwood 7 goals 4-46. Great game happening out here and plenty more right in the east as you go local for your football. We'll be back after the break with all those around the ground scores with Jeff Manalitza right here on EFL Game Day.
The Treble Tones Ladies Choir will celebrate their 50th anniversary concert, Golden Memories, 50 Years of Song, on Saturday the 26th of May at 2 p.m. at the Uniting Church on the corner of Hislop Street and Warrigal Road, Glen Iris. The Treble Tones Ladies Choir is a locally based ladies choir who delight in entertaining audiences at retirement villages, senior citizens venues church groups and other community service organisations in Melbourne and Victorian regional areas. The concert will include a selection of your favourite songs, and the afternoon will also feature guest artists Linda O'Brien on piano, Edward Popple on violin, and soprano Jessica Lamari. There will be an admission charge. For more information, please contact 9544 8546. That number again is 9544 8546.
If you love your EFL footy like I do, and you love...
Radio Eastern 98.1. Need windows urgently, but your budget is too tight? Then head on down to T&B Window Warehouse in Bayswater. T&B are having a one-off sale not to be missed, with thousands of surplus windows for sale. The sale will happen on Saturday, June the 2nd, starting at 9 a.m. So head on down to T&B Window Warehouse, 120 to 124, Bayfield Road East, Bayswater North. T&B Window Warehouse, part of the EAL and AW Window Transport Group, your number one in window transport. Sudden fever, aching body, sore throat, chills, nausea, headache, dizziness. It sounds like you need medical assistance and urgently. It's difficult getting an immediate appointment with your GP when you need care fast. So, come to Ikira Urgent Care, where you don't need an appointment and you don't have to wait. And they are Australia's first walk-in medical and emergency clinic. Walk in at 157 Scoresby Road, Baronia, or call them on this number 9839 3333 9839 3333. Ikira Urgent Care. Your health, your destiny.
Getting down to see your team play? You don't want to be spending your weekend stuck in the car driving. That's why I opened a Breeze account. EastLink is the quickest, easiest way to get around Melbourne's East, and Tags are the cheapest way to use EastLink. So open your Breeze account online at eastlink.com.au today and use EastLink in the cheapest possible way with a Tag account. Instead of being stuck behind the wheel, I can have more time getting stuck into the umpire. Ball! EastLink, it's time better spent, like at the footy.
Program sponsor.
Every club expects high performance from their team. At Ferntree Gully Holden, you'll find the latest high-performance vehicles in the HSV range, and the team will give you the best possible deal. So if you're looking for a high-performance HSV, look no further than Ferntree Gully Holden, Burwood Highway, Ferntree Gully, for a great deal, or visit www.ftgmotor.com.au. Ferntree Gully Holden, your community dealer. LMCT 443, a proud supporter of the Eastern Football League and Radio Eastern.
EFL Saturday game day continues.